Hey Bellator Nation, follow us across a large array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the broadcast. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Join Bellator Nation today. From the gym to the streets, Bellator fans head to BellatorShop.com and gear up in the same apparel the fighters wear.
In 2020, Bellator became the first major MMA organization to put on a show in Paris, France. The groundbreaking event did not disappoint, leaving French fight fans hungry for more.
You know what I'm talking about now? Wow!
Tonight, Bellator returns once again to the City of Light, and it's brought along some of its brightest stars. Like number 2 ranked middleweight Fabian Edwards, the surging Brit comes in hot, following 2 impressive victories.
Beating a legend like Lyoto Machida felt easy. And win over a tough Charlie Ward. Now I'm here. I know at my best I'll beat anyone.
But he'll have to be better than ever when he faces 6-time world champion and number 1 ranked Gegard Mousasi. The legend is a victory away from a rematch with Johnny Evelyn, the man who took his belt nearly 1 year ago.
Yeah, I came always back stronger from losses. I learned from it. I can easily say I'm the top 3 guys. I can beat anybody, and definitely one of the best middleweights at this moment.
And the opening round of the lightweight World Grand Prix continues.
It is time to light a short fuse
When former champ Brent Primus battles hometown favorite Mansour Barnaoui. The winner punches their ticket to the tournament semi-finals. Lying in wait, the undefeated belt holder, Usman Nurmagomedov. All that, plus Douglas Lima makes his return to the Bellator cage. The former 3-time champion looks to get back on the world title track with a win against the dangerous Dutchman, Costello van Steenis. Some will fight for legitimacy, while others fight for legacy. Either way, it's going to be a night of career-defining moments here in the capital city of France.
France, from the beautiful lights of the Eiffel Tower to some of the most iconic sights on earth. We say bonjour to the Bellator cage as we return to Europe for the 2nd time in 2023 and for just our 3rd time in France. World renowned for its museums and cathedrals. Tonight it is the Accor Arena where fanatical French fans of mixed martial art, they are coming to worship and witness two of the very best in the middleweight division, 6-time world champ and legend Gegard Mousasi taking on Fabian the Assassin Edwards. Also tonight, the lightweight World Grand Prix, that continues as well, with former champion Brent Primus facing France's own Mansour Barnaoui. The Afro Samurai entering this one on an 8-fight win streak. Whoever wins the next meeting, a collision with current lightweight champ Usman Nurmagomedov. Welcome inside the Accor Arena. It is a sold-out crowd here tonight. I'm Amanda Guerra alongside 2-time world champ Josh Thompson. We have had a phenomenal time in Paris thus far, but this is why we are here, Josh. Let's jump right into our main event tonight. 6-time Two-time world champion Gegard Mousasi taking on Fabian Edwards. Bottom line, whoever wins this fight, their next fight, it is a meeting with the champ in Johnny Eblen. And Josh, that is a fight that Gegard Mousasi wants back, because his last time in the cage, he lost to Johnny Eblen. He's never lost back-to-back fights. What sort of renewed focus do you expect to see from him?
You said that. He's never lost back-to-back fights, and the sign of a true champion is someone who can come back stronger, and I expect Gegard Mousasi to do that very thing.
And there is Gegard Mousasi coming in. Normally, Gegard Mousasi, whenever we talk to him, is all smiles. You see a small smile there, but he was all business this week, Josh.
Calm, composed. He understands the new focus that he had to have coming into this fight. I expect him to come out just focused, laser focused on his opponent tonight.
It is going to be a tough test tonight against Fabian Edwards. Yes, he is the brother of Leon Edwards. You will see him in his corner tonight. He says, my brother is champion. I want to be champion. I believe that I can do that. But he is taking on an incredibly tough test. Does he have what it takes to take on someone like Mousasi?
You just said the words, believe. And the reason being is because his brother has won the title and brought in a world title into that gym. Now they know in that gym, everything they're doing is actually working. That gives him the belief that he can do it as well. He's going to try to get past Gegard Mousasi tonight to give himself that title shot against Johnny Eblen.
He has that focus as well. That is not just the only thing happening here tonight. We have an incredibly stacked card. Also, the continuation of the lightweight World Grand Prix. Brent Primus going up against France's own Mansour Bonaroui. The winner taking on the champion Usman Nurmagomedov. Josh, what can we expect from that? Because it's going to be incredible.
We should expect two fantastic grapplers to get after it on the ground, the wrestling, the strength, the striking, all of those things. But I want to keep everybody fresh in their mind. This has title implications all over, because then they already know who they're fighting next in Usman Nurmagomedov for the title and one step closer to winning $1 million and the lightweight World Grand Prix.
I could really use $1 million. Unfortunately, I'm not in this. And you are retired, my friend. I must remind you. Let's sit it down cage side to continue to talk about the action. Dave and Big John.
Bonsoir, Amanda, and bonsoir to Le Punk OC. It's fantastic to be cage side here in Paris. And of course, John McCarthy is alongside me to talk about Mansour Bonaroui and the pressure that he must be feeling, because these fans, they are truly bringing it tonight, and surely that's got to add to the weight on him, hasn't it?
I think it does add to the weight, but he's so calm about everything. I don't think that he really cares. He knows that he's on a mission. He came to Bellator for a reason, and that was he wanted to fight Nurmagomedov. He knew that by beating Adam Piccolotti, he was going to get into the tournament. He knew that would give him a chance to possibly fight Usman Nurmagomedov. And if he wins this fight against Primus, it puts him in that position. He fights the champ for the championship belt. That's what he's looking for.
And of course, Brent Primus has been, well, supremely confident when he has spoken to us. He's had people on his back throughout his training camp. Quickly, do you give him a chance, a big chance anyway?
Oh, absolutely. Brent Primus is a tremendous fighter. He's a former champion. He knows what it takes to get that kind of win. And he knows what he's facing in Mansour Bonaroui. Bonaroui is a guy that a lot of fight fans don't know. But fighters who have the possibility of facing him, they know how good he is. Brent Primus knows what he's up against, and Brent Primus has all the skill levels to get it done.
Well, for sure, we can't wait for it, and it is not too long away. It is a stunning night here, and it is the lightweights who get us underway here in Paris on what should be a thrilling main card. This is a fight that has many European MMA fans talking. Kane Moussa and Thibaut Gouti, and it is a real pick'em.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome our first fighter, Kane, the Danger Moussa.
Well, Kane Moussa says that his last fight, that win against Georgi Karahanyan, was his coming-of-age performance, and this could be the late blossoming breakout win, a genuine stepping stone to some kind of stardom at the age of 37. He's been smart here as well. He's come out to a very popular track, a viral track here in Paris, and he looks almost a changed man, John, doesn't he?
Oh, he has come into this. you talk about fighter meetings and what he says, amazing, because he understands his fight against Georgi Karhanyan. He was on fire. He took big shots. He's always been able to be a guy that can take a shot and deliver back. Look at the shot and power that he puts Georgi down with. And he did it going to the body, to the head. He won every bit of this battle there was because he did not just stay in one place and get into the firefight. He tried to be the technician, and that's the difference. Can he be the guy that is also a technician, because the man he's facing in Thibaut Gouti is a technician.
And now, to make his way to the cage, Thibaut GT Gouti.
Big roar for Thibaut Gouti. Played squash professionally, believe it or not. Realized there was no money in that, so he turned his hand to combat sports. And whatever the quirkiness of that journey, what a journey it's proved to be. The defeat against Alfie Davis, in which his arm was broken in his last fight, but it showed his guts and his spirit. And as you say, this is a guy with real technique. Very, very dangerous.
Very dangerous on the feet. He's got a good ground game. And as you said, just tough as nails. There's nothing that stops this guy. He just continues to fight no matter what you hit him with. Breaking his arm, doesn't matter. He is in the fight, and he is in the fight to win it.
Absolutely, and he looked ready as well. I know we spoke about Kane Moussa, but to emphasize too with Gouti, these are two tough, motivated fighters, and they really believe this could be the step to the next stage, and they both look ready as well. The tail of the tape then at lightweight as Thibaut Gouti takes on Kane Moussa. And John, you picked out Gouti's reach advantage.
And that's because, look, he's the technician. He's the guy that can stand on the outside and pick you apart. Moussa, big power, likes to have a boxing-centric style. 68-inch reach, he's got to get inside, and that proves it right there.
Time for us to hear from the voice of the Bellator cage, from Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Bellator MMA. Tonight from Paris, France, live on Showtime, we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world. And joining us tonight on AFN, the American Forces Network, here at Accor Arena. Bellator 296 begins now in the lightweight division, set for 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first the blue corner, at 5'8", weighing in 155.2 pounds. His professional record, 14 wins, 4 losses, fighting out of Manchester, England, Kane, the Danger Moussa. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner, at 5'10", weighing in 155.6 pounds. As a professional, 16 victories, 6 defeats, from Aix-en-Provence, France. Introducing GT Thibaut Gouti. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge, Jacob Montalvo.
Bellator MMA follows the unified rules of MMA. That means that each fight is under the 10-point must-scoring system. That has winners getting 10 points, while the opponent will receive 9 points or less for the round. That's based upon effective striking and grappling, then followed by aggressiveness and cage control. Feature bouts are 3 5-minute rounds, with our championship, Grand Prix, and main events at 5 5-minute rounds.
Don't blink. All 6 of Kane Moussa's knockout or submission wins have come in round 1. 10 of Thibaut Gouti's have. They get going quickly. But boy, they're both going to take some getting out of there. Moussa was eulogizing about the camp that he'd had. He's boxed in Joe Gallagher's gym in Manchester as well. Sparred some big fighters, high-quality fighters as well. He's so confident. He's up against a very formidable opponent here, though.
One of the things we're going to look for the kicking game of Thibaut Gouti. See if he actually slows it down. He knows that Kane Moussa is more of a boxing type guy. He'll throw kicks, but he throws the kicks to set up his hands. Gouti's the exact opposite. He'll use his hands to set up his kicks. We're going to see who's the more effective striker.
See if Gouti can use that reach advantage that John was talking about. Moussa feels so fit. He said he wanted to be sure that he left nothing in there, wanted to be sure that he kept working. He's often been criticized for almost leaving gaps in his work. He says that's not going to happen here.
Kane has the same problem that a lot of fighters have in that they worry about getting tired. And so they'll hold back at times instead of putting it all out there because they're afraid of if they put it all out, then they could get tired and then it's going to be a bad fight. He has the conditioning. He's been doing things right for a long time. He did a very nice job of just faking the shot there, looking towards the leg to make Thibaut Gouti. Oh,
great shot though from Gouti. Walked onto one there, but back to his feet, Kane Moussa. And listen to this crowd get behind Thibaut Gouti. Moussa's talking to him now.
Well, that was good of Moussa to be able to take some of that time to let the effects of that shot wear off.
First psychological advantage, though, to Gouti. A big uppercut that missed there, and Moussa landed for just about the first time. Gouti settled in better here.
Yes. You take it, Kane's looking a little bit tight, kind of a little short on some of his shots, not flowing like you saw in that last fight against Georgi Karhanyan, where he was able to really just let his hands go.
Right hand there from Gouti. Moussa took it okay and then reaches forward and lands a left of his own and then threw a big right to follow up. Action starting to heat up here with 90 seconds to go in round one. To the crowd, Thibaut. Sharp right hand there from Gouti. There is still just a sense of them feeling each other out a bit here. Might get more explosive as we move on from now. Going to bring that kicking game into play now.
Thibaut Gouti doing a very nice job of just nice and easy, good movement. But he is going towards the power hand of Kane Moussa. Kane Moussa, when he's stepping towards that right side, when Moussa's in his southpaw stance, he's stepping towards that left hand. He must feel that Moussa is a lot less powerful on the left side than he is with his right hand, which we all know he's got knockout power.
Seconds remain. Every shot that Gouti lands is being cheered here. Moussa trying to get in on the inside there. Dirty boxing from him, Gouti. Nice and relaxed, though. Take a look at some of the action there from that opening round, John. Good work from Gouti here.
Yeah, you can take a look. That left hand that landed, that was a clean left hand right on the jawline of Kane Moussa. And a beautiful uppercut landed just before it. And Kane did a nice job of recovering off of it. grabbed that clinch, was able to bide some time, but overall in that round, Thibaut Gouti was able to land good strikes throughout.
So round number 2 here. This crowd of 12,500 really warming up now and loving every single second. Boy, is MMA in France buzzing. One of their finest here, Thibaut Gouti up against Kane Moussa.
You saw Moussa just faking that shot like he was thinking about changing levels and going for it. That's all he's got to do. He doesn't even have to go for it. At least it makes Thibaut Gouti have to think about dealing with the takedown, have to consider it.
It's like a better start to the second round for Kane Moussa. As you said, John, he looked very, very tight all the way through that opening round.
He's doing a very good job right now of using his footwork to crush the space and to keep himself moving inside of the range of Thibaut Gouti.
This is where he wants to be. And a couple of hooks from Kane Moussa there. This is much better from him, getting closer.
Nice kick, that body kick. Nice toes right into the solar plex area.
Moussa closing the space, and Gouti was looking to counter there. As long as Moussa's coming forward and piling on the pressure and having success, he'll be happy here. And Gouti countering there off the back foot with success.
But he does need to be careful. Don't get to the point where you're not being smart when you're coming forward. Measured attack. Nice job by Kane Moussa.
Pressure's having effect here from Moussa. Exchange good shots there. Halfway through round number 2, maybe turning into the sort of fight Kane Moussa wanted. Another of those body kicks.
There he goes again, faking that shot. He needs to go with his hands to the body a little bit. He's been successful with the kicks to the body. Everything with the hands is bent towards the head. Just think about bringing them down and then up.
We'll just try and set something up. Now Gouti on the front foot. John Fitch is watching. That's who's watching. Him plus 12,500 people here, plus a whole lot more. Gouti's the one who's just starting to look a little bit ragged here. Moussa nice and compact and doing his work well.
Yeah, right now the pressure that Kane Moussa has been putting on Gouti, he looks good, he looks composed. Gouti is having a little bit of problems as he's moving back. He needs to reestablish himself, take over control of the range.
A couple of booming shots landed again there from Kane Moussa. Moves in and lands the left hook, and that's what he's got to be careful about. Gouti counters, Gouti finishes, Gouti, the star of Paris. That's what he was waiting for. Moussa overcommitted, and boy did Gouti make him pay.
That's what we were just talking about. Start to reestablish control of that pressure that Moussa was putting on him. He stepped forward and landed 2 clean shots. I'd like to give credit to that cut of the nose to Musa, but that man came into the fight with that.
He did. He's a tough guy. Here it is again, John. Talk us through this.
Here's Musa coming in with a lot of tenacity, but that right hand extends and then runs one more time. That is the end of the fight. You can see Musa opening up a little bit too much here. Boom, right on the tip of the chin. Clean shot, one follow-up strike, and it was over. Kane was starting to feel really good in there. Starting to get into his groove. See, when he went down, it was all over. Didn't even need that second one. Take a look one more time. Tries to come with the uppercut, left hook, right hand. Does the job. Musa goes down heavy. Big win for Thibaut Gouti.
And when you're fighting someone as smart and as dangerous and as technically good as Gouti, that is what can happen. Musa overcommitting, almost falling in love a bit with his success. Completely understandably, he was getting the better of round number 2, and then he was caught and he was countered. And how good was that from Gouti? Let's get up and make it official now with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 3 minutes, 58 seconds into round number 2. The winner by knockout, GT Thibaut Gouti.
A huge roar from Thibaut Gouti. Let's get up now to John, who's with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Thibaut Gouti. Come here, brother. I know you're excited about that one. Yes. That was a big-time knockout against a guy that can take big shots, has always proven how tough he is. You won the first round, in my opinion, but he was coming on and getting a lot more open, but you took advantage of that opening and landed that huge right hand.
Yeah, so, should I talk in English or French? Je vais parler en français. Je voudrais vous remercier à tous. Le public français, il est incroyable. Ça m'a donné une motivation incroyable. Je voulais vraiment gagner. Merci. C'est super. J'avais des personnes que je voulais remercier en particulier, notamment ma femme, mon beau-père. C'est des gens qui me soutiennent tout le temps. Ils sont là. Merci, je vous aime. Et ensuite, merci à tous mes amis qui sont venus. Et merci au Bellator. I can do it in English if you want. So yeah, about Musa, I knew he was a good striker, and I knew we were going to stand up. I heard him in the first round. He recovered very well, so I was kind of pissed, but that's the game. Second round, he caught me when he was in southpaw. I don't know if you saw it, so I started to change my stance, and I caught him like on an exchange, and I think he was out. He said he was okay. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not the referee.
No, he looked out. That was a good stoppage. That was a great win. Who is it you should be fighting here next? You just proved a big, big element in your career with a big win over a guy that was on fire fighting guys like Karhanian. Who should you be fighting next?
You know what, man? There is a guy I love to watch fight, and I have a big respect for him. He's Tim Wilde. Tim Wilde, he just fought tonight. He fought the last time too, and he's always winning. He has a very good style, and I would like to fight with him to see, because he's very good and I respect him.
Who's that?
Tim Wilde.
No? Tim Wilde, got it. I thought you said 2-1. Yes. Tim Wilde would be an outstanding fight. Congratulations on a big win. Ladies and gentlemen, stand up and give a cheer for your man, Thibaut Gouti.
And you know, he asked them to stand up, and they all do stand up. They are loving this night, loving that win. Brilliant from Gouti. Let's get to Josh and Amanda now and get their views on what we just saw.
Dave, what an incredible way to begin the night here in Paris and giving this crowd exactly what they wanted. I'm telling you, where we're standing was absolutely vibrating when that fight ended. Josh, that is only his third fight in Bellator. How impressed were you with what you saw in the cage?
Extremely impressed, because he had actually played possum a little bit against the fence, let Kane go ahead and smother himself, and then as Kane started to back out, he landed the beautiful right hook right to the chin, followed up. That, like John said, the second punch wasn't even needed. But he said Tim Wild.
Yeah, what did you do? Because you went down to call Tim Wild's fight.
Goody and Tim Wild, take my money. You guys got it. Take my money.
All right, we're talking to you, Mr. Coker. Let's try to make that happen. Look, we have so much action still coming up here tonight. Our main event, Gegard Mousasi going up against Fabian Edwards. Tonight, the card is impressive. Next month might be one of the best cards in Bellator history.
It's showtime in Chicago. Make some fucking noise. Let's go. It is the light heavyweight champion, Vadim Nemkov. That's how you say hands still.
Yoel Romero makes it look so easy.
The championship up for grabs. Are you kidding me?
Sergio Pettis,
The reigning featherweight champion. The best to ever do it inside the Bellator cage. The Bellator bantamweight crown on the line. Corey Anderson has quieted another crowd. Round and pound! It is all over! Mr. Wonderful, Phil Davis!
oh, he's out. That was a big shot.
By James, the American Predator!
He is dynamite, this man from Istanbul.
Gökhan Saric.
We are having fun in Paris tonight, but we cannot wait to see you in Chicago for that. Mark it on your calendars, June 16th. It is going to be absolutely incredible, Joshua. Let's get ready for our next fight, because this one is incredible as well. We have Douglas Lima going up against Castillo Van Steenis. And Douglas Lima, three-time world champ, but he did it all at welterweight. Age catches up to you, Josh. It is a little hard to make that weight cut. He is moving to middleweight. How much do you think that's going to help him now?
I think it's going to build his confidence, because as the fight goes on, he's going to realize he's not going to get tired. He's got the energy to push through in a three-round fight. He's fought plenty of five-round fights. A three-round fight for him is a walk in the park, understanding that he only needs to get through 3 rounds, but right away, if he wants to have success in this fight, he needs to get started with the hype, with the heavy hands and the big leg kicks. He's got to dictate the pace of this fight, as he did with MVP. He's got to let the leg kicks go, start working them early and often, and if he does that, that will open up his striking. He's got great takedown defense, but the leg kicks is where he has success. That will lead to everything else for him in this fight. He cannot afford to be too patient, because the rounds will slip away. That's what happens with former champions. What happens is they're used to fighting 5-round fights, and they end up with a slow start. He's got to get started soon with those leg kicks.
Bellator did not make it easy for him moving up to this division, giving him an opponent like Castillo Van Steenis. You've talked about this is one of your favorite fighters to watch. If you don't know his name, he was injured there for a while. He's only had one fight back. That was a win. Why do you love watching this guy so much?
Well, because he fights reckless. And I think as a fan, that's what you really want to see. You want to see someone who leaves it all out there and really pushes to get a finish. And that's what he does all the way around. Doesn't matter who is in front of him. He ended up fighting John Salter. I know he came out, he didn't come out on top in that fight, but because he fought a little bit reckless in the first 2 rounds, which I thought he won. In the 3rd round, he started to kind of wilt a little bit. That fight right there, when I look at him, he's touching him, he's working the hands, he gets in on the takedown, pressures so much that he forces his opponent to try to hit a takedown, couldn't get it, works into the darce, beautifully done, nice finish. He is someone that is always looking to finish the fight, so if you're a fan, this is who you look to follow.
We love finishes. We just saw one there. He's also, he's just a fun guy, right? Like, I mean, he's got a great personality as well. He said, I want to be a little cocky. He wants to finish Lima, give him the first finish in 15 years. What were you about to say?
He's got the James Bond, like, criminal.
He's got the scar right there.
And he loves got the good look, and he's amazing.
He's done some acting. You've done some acting. He's probably better. Dave, let's send it back down to you.
Wow, that was tough. That was tough.
That one hurt.
Right hook to the jaw from Amanda right there. on Josh. Goodness me. We're getting into this brilliant card now, aren't we? We welcome Costello Van Steenis. He believes he's at the beginning of something. And Douglas Lima, who may be approaching the end. It's a generational battle.
Now making his way to the cage, Costello, the Spaniard, Van Steenis.
Well, Costello Van Steenis wants to become an MMA legend, and put simply, he says that to become a legend, you need to destroy a legend, and boy, is he confident. A tough training camp with another legend in the shape of Gegard Mousasi, and he's ready, and he believes that he's going to stop Douglas Lima here to open up a road paved with gold. He's a fighter reborn. He's got an acting career, as Amanda said, in which he dreams of being a Bond villain, an MMA career in which he dreams of being world champion. He'll always be watchable. Costello Van Steenis, licensed to thrill. Josh is right, isn't he, John? This guy, always watchable, takes risks.
Oh, I love watching Costello fight because he's got that mean streak in him. A lot of fighters are great fighters, but they don't have that mean streak that they can just fall back on. He's got it. Great guy, but man, do not get in the cage with him.
And now to make his way, Douglas the Phenom Lima.
Well, Douglas Lima must surely in some way feel he's fighting for his future at this level. If he's looked jaded and maybe demotivated these last few fights, though, he does believe that his permanent move to middleweight gives him that regeneration, that there's still enough in body and mind for one last run.
Well, I'll tell you, I thought that in the end, Douglas was losing too much weight. He had grown too much. He had matured so much that he was trying to get down to a weight that was killing him, and it was killing his performances. I think 185 is the right weight class for him. He's not going to be the bigger, stronger guy, but he will be faster in the middleweight division, and that's what he needs. Those low calf kicks that he is so fast with, so good with, can tear apart the leg of any fighter. He just needs to believe and go out and fight the way he can.
The tale of the tape then between these two outstanding middleweights, Costello Van Steenis taking on Douglas Lima. And John, you picked out those records, understandably.
And that's because Douglas Lima has been a three-time world champion, a guy with all that experience, but he's been on a losing streak. He needs to get it back. Can he take on the young stallion in Costello Van Steenis and get back on that win track? We're going to find out.
Legends tonight, wherever you look. Talking of which, let's get to Michael C. Williams.
For all those joining us tonight live on RMC, we welcome you as Bellator MMA now features the middleweight division, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Live on Showtime, we introduce the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 185.8 pounds. Ranked now at number 10, he brings 14 professional victories, just 2 defeats. Fighting out of Rotterdam, Netherlands, Costello, the Spaniard, Van Steenis. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'1", weighing in 185.8 pounds, the 3-time former welterweight champion makes the move up to middleweight with a veteran professional record including 32 victories, 11 losses, fighting out of Atlanta, Georgia, USA, by way of Goiás, Brazil, introducing Douglas the Phenom Lima. In charge, your referee, Brian Miner.
Well, Douglas Lima says it's not how many times you fall, but how many times you get up. He's fallen plenty of late. Can he drag himself to what would be a huge win for him? But Van Steenis has his eyes on the legend here.
You can see Van Steenis is ready for that low kick that Douglas Lima is so good with. That foot is bouncing off of that canvas, waiting. That comes from his mentor in Gegard Mousasi, who fought Douglas Lima and had to be carried out of the cage, just like you saw Rory McDonald. That low calf kick only takes a couple before it starts eating your leg up.
Well, there's clearly a plan, and he landed the first calf kick. When you asked Van Steenis about that, he very quickly said, we've got it, we're aware of it.
How could you not be?
And one of the things that we talked with Douglas Lima is about, that the start. He sometimes tends to let the start just get away from him. He waits so long to, get his feel and everything. He's got to start a little bit faster. We're going to see if that can happen here. Nice job of using the Wizard to keep himself up. Van Steenis was deep on that takedown. You saw Lima go to the Wizard, able to get himself back to his feet. That's real important right now for Doug Lima.
Van Steenis trying this more thoughtful approach. He said himself, he described it as fighting like a child in the past. He says, I'm not going to achieve greatness if I carry on doing that. Sometimes needs to take a breath and make better decisions. He's made some good ones here so far, and he looks for that spinning back fist.
Nice thought process by Van Steenis, though. It did not connect, but there was a good thought in the position because Lima doesn't have a lot of room to move.
Spearing jab there from Van Steenis. There's another of those low kicks. He's trying to dominate in that area.
Well, and actually right now he's getting close. He's leading the dance in that.
Reached with that right hand, Van Steenis. Out with that injury, and he believes that everything has changed for him. He's been working with Football Club Feyenoord in Rotterdam and changed everything, night masks, all sorts in his approach, because it's made him so much stronger and better.
See, what you're seeing right now from Van Steenis is what Josh talks about and I talk about as far as life. Everything he does with bad intentions. He wants to hurt you. If I throw a jab, I want it to hurt. If I throw a kick, I want it to hurt, no matter where it goes. And that's what you see when you watch Costello fight. He just has an intensity about him.
Up against an opponent here. The 22nd time in the Bellator cage, Douglas Lima. Never underestimate the value of that experience. For all the attributes of Van Steenis, Lima still exceptional. Doubling up that jab, Lima, just finding his range for the first time.
Now, when Doug Lima is going forward, he's doing well, but he's got to maintain that forward movement. If he's getting back towards the cage, he's not feeling it. He's not doing well in the fight.
Starting to find his range with those calf kicks here, Lima, isn't he? And that is ominous for Van Steenis.
Even Michael Venom Page talked about it. He goes, look, people don't realize how hard he kicks. He goes, you can only take a couple. He goes, I figured out before the fight, if I can just get, one or less per fight, per round, I'm doing great. Nice job again by Douglas Lima to get himself back up off of that canvas. Uses the cage to get himself back up.
Closing 10 seconds of this opening round. Yet to truly catch fire, but it's been fascinating so far. Well, let's look ahead to the rest of our evening. There they are, Brent Primus, Mansour Barnawi preparing to do battle later on. What a fight that's going to be, and how electric is it going to be in here when Barnawi walks? Goodness me. Final moments before the fire. Just gives you a sense of what it's like here. Crowd absolutely banked up. Wonderful atmosphere. We're watching Costello Van Steenis, who effectively wants what Douglas Lima has had. Put quite simply. And John, you gave the first round to Costello Van Steenis.
Yeah, I did. You take a look, I thought he landed the better shots. Douglas just didn't get off as much. He waited a lot more. You saw Van Steenis landing a lot more with the kicks to the body and everything, so that's what gave him the round. And it's always hard when if you're Douglas Lima that you're not losing it by much. It's just that little bit, but you lose a whole round based upon just not throwing enough.
Another three-round fight. It puts pressure on you. See if you can build on those calf kicks, though, because, as you said, listening to MVP, he won't need too many more.
That was a nice check of the kick by Douglas Lima earlier, though. That did not feel good for Van Steenis when that landed.
Steenis did win that narrow decision against Fabian Edwards in Milan. Injury meant really he wasn't able to build on that as he would have liked. There's the total kicks landed. Look at Van Steenis' figures there, 82%.
And that was the difference.
Van Steenis is true to his word. He is being more measured here.
Yeah, but that left calf is starting to get eaten up.
There's a straight right hand from Lima, and there's that calf kick again.
And that's what you need from Douglas Lima. Now come back and do it again. Don't wait. He's got to have more just intensity in going after his opponent.
Lima's looking to do a bit more damage to the calf here, and he succeeds. Why not?
Absolutely. As much damage as you can do right now.
Prime Minor stands him up in the end. So just watch out for that mobility on that front leg of Van Steenis. Switched all the way through. Costello Van Steenis, thought out game plan for Lima. Worked so hard with Gegard Mousasi, prepared each other for tonight. Really good sharp work from Lima in this second round.
Yep, and you see Van Steenis keeps on switching to the southpaw stance, putting that left lead leg to the rear because it's getting eaten up.
Steenis looking for the takedown, but Lima was alive to that. Damage with the knee this time. This is really smart from Lima.
Just keep attacking the legs. The more that you can attack those legs, the slower everything's going to be for Van Steenis.
Crowd getting a bit restless here. Steenis looking to take Lima down.
That was a nice job by Van Steenis, and Douglas let him do it. He went almost bringing his hand up between the legs for a high crotch, and he gets it based upon it. I was thinking that Douglas needed to, in that position up against Cage, hey, do more. Don't just sit there and wait. You've got to really go after him right now.
Can Van Steenis create the space to do any damage?
Can he do enough to bring this round back into his favor?
Got 15 seconds. There's the elbow from Van Steenis. So Lima's round, John, round two.
You know, you got to give it to him. You take a look at some of the shots that he landed, and the leg kicks were a big part of it. He landed some heavier shots. Good kicks to that lead leg. You see balance being taken away by Van Steenis. Beautiful right hand right there. Damaged the leg on that exit. Then Van Steenis, in the end, turned this. He got the takedown, landed a couple of shots, but it wasn't enough to get it back in his favor, in my opinion. But it was a beautiful job of taking Douglas Lima down, getting his hands right underneath the butt, getting that lift.
Well, potentially, on John's scorecard anyway, it will be decided in this third and final round. So many people were writing off Douglas Lima. But is he just settling at middleweight? And is he going to be the one to emerge victorious here? He's done a lot of damage to that left leg of Van Steenis. If he can do some to the right as well here, Van Steenis will have real problems. And there's that jab. That's started to find its range too from Lima.
Both guys, in my opinion, really need to let it hang out here. Need to really go after it. Beautiful job by Douglas Lima. Just stuffed him on that. But again, when you have that moment, you want to leave him with something that he has to remember on that exit. Don't just, oh, I failed on the attempt. Not only did I fail on the attempt, I got blasted.
This is again with a kick, Van Steenis. Talk about this more measured Costello Van Steenis. You start to wonder if he's a bit too measured.
Well, I think it is part of, you know, the guy he's facing. This is the biggest test that he's ever had.
Oh, right hand from Lima.
That right hand hurt him bad.
Shot, and he follows it up.
And that's what you want to see from Douglas Lima. Don't wait. Go after him. Good shot to the body. Clean.
Body and then head from Lima. He walked onto that right hand. It was perfectly timed. Does Van Steenis now just have to take a risk here?
You got to figure if you're Van Steenis right now, you're behind. So you got to do something to change this round. This is the start of doing it, but don't let him get back to his feet. Nice job by Douglas Lima. Even turns it. The one thing you don't want out of Lima is exactly what we saw in the last round, to be in this and kind of be lazy. There you go, break off. You're doing better in the stand-up now. You're the one leading the dance. Continue on.
Lima has done so much right here, particularly in round 2 and this 3rd round so far. All the talk of Costello Van Steenis being this reborn fighter. Maybe all along the headline news was that it's Douglas Lima who's reborn. So much happier at the weight. 2 minutes to decide it here.
Douglas has fought so many fights in a 5-round fashion and everything. He should have no problem. He should be able to step on the gas and really start to put pressure on Van Steenis here. He's the guy that has the experience with all those rounds. Look at that beautiful job of digging that underhook, breaking free. But now that you break free, you want to go after him. If you're Van Steenis, you want to go back to either looking for that takedown or start landing big shots. Don't just accept. At least counter him.
Douglas Lima's fought the full 5, 8 times in his career, so he should be charging through the finishing tape here. A combination again from Lima.
And both guys have gotten into the throwing no more than 1 or 2, 1 leg kick. And they're both being cautious. Both have felt the power of the others, but right now you got to remember, Van Steenis got hurt early in this round.
Yeah, he recovered, but he was definitely buzzed. Steenis will know this isn't going his way. Another quality calf kick from Lima. Once again, the takedown defense of Lima. Van Steenis is looking for that.
Lima doing a great job of turning that corner, getting that underhook, turning him around, putting Van Steenis' back to the cage. Van Steenis muscles him around. Very nicely done. Both guys working hard here in the last 10 seconds.
Closing seconds of the fight here. Van Steenis came out and won the opening round, but has Lima turned it round? Well, to use an old boxing phrase, John, it feels to me as if Douglas Lima might have just old man Costello Van Steenis a bit there.
I think, you know, he did. You know, he kept coming on more and more. And the more damage that Van Steenis' leg got, the less he was active with his hands. Take a look at this shot right there. That right hand and that kick, that hurt Van Steenis. You see him as he's backing up, covering. He got stung. He can sit there and put his hands out like that. That's nothing. That was a beautiful shot to the body, another one to the face. All of that great work by Douglas Lima. That was a clean right hand and then a beautiful low kick. Goes to the body. Just great work right there early in the 3rd round.
So we wait now. It never truly caught fire, but goodness me, it was watchable. Lima celebrating there. He believes he's got it. He believes that he's done enough. Just have to wait and see how the judges have seen it here. So many people were writing off Douglas Lima this week as he proved them all wrong. Even if Van Steenis isn't successful, of course, he will come again, but we can find out now. Brian Miner pulls them together. Let's get to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Ben Cartledge, Eric Colon, Chris Lee. All have it exactly the same, 29 to 28. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, Douglas the Phenom Lima.
The losing streak has come to an end, and Douglas Lima has proved them wrong. Let's get up now to Big John, who will shortly be with the winner.
I'm here with your winner, Douglas Lima. How does that sound? Your winner, Douglas Lima. I know it was riding on your mind. How are you feeling after a big win?
It's a big weight off the shoulders, you know. It's not easy coming back after a bunch of losses like that, but man, oh God, my face is on him always. And he chose for me to win tonight, and I came in here and executed.
You went against a very tough guy, a guy with a lot of power, a lot of strength in Castelo Vanstinas. How much better did you feel at 185 than you did when you were in the 170s?
Night and day difference, you know. I wasn't able to put a lot of weight back, you know. I was probably like 197 tonight. But I felt amazing, man. I felt good. You know, my whole team gave me all the energy that I needed, all the support. And France, man, it's a pleasure being here. Something in France. Ça va?
Ici c'est Paris.
There we go. Ici c'est Paris. Júlia, Davi, papai te ama. Oh, look what I'm waiting for. I'm not on the way.
Douglas has a baby on the way. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Douglas the Phenom Lima.
Like I said, Vanstinas will come again and lost nothing in defeat, but it's Douglas Lima's night, Amanda and Josh. That was terrific from him.
And congratulations to him. That baby due in September, by the way. Josh, that was Douglas Lima's 44th fight of his career. How much of just the experience did we see come out in that fight?
I saw a lot of it, and what it was he understood the fight and the way it was going, and the direction it was going. He just kind of slid right in there, kept doing what he was doing that was working, wanted to get that win. That's, like he said, a lot of weight off of his shoulders. I think Vanstinas is going to come back even stronger. What I saw with Vanstinas was a lot of respect towards Douglas Lima, and that ultimately is what cost him the fight. And Lima doing what he had to do to get it done.
I know a lot of people wonder with Douglas Lima when the R-word will come retirement. He said, look, in this new division, I feel good, I feel healthy, and I still think I can be on the top of it.
He looks great.
He looked absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations to him. All right, the crowd is cheering because Mansour Barnaoui is about to step in the cage. We have the continuation of the lightweight World Grand Prix. Bottom line, the winner of this moves on toward $1 million, but they also face the champion in Usman Nurmagomedov. Josh, walk us through what we've seen so far in this tournament.
Well, Usman Nurmagomedov has really taken the lightweight division by storm. What he's done is just remarkable, and every time he steps in that cage, and when he fought Benson Henderson, the legend, he hit him with a beautiful question mark kick, jumped on the neck as fast as he could, but in the other opening round of the tournament, you had Alexander Shabli with Tofik Mosayev. Beautiful boxing, beautiful kicks. It was ultimately the push kick to the ribs that broke some ribs of Tofik Mosayev that got him the win. Great job by both fighters getting into the semifinals of the Lightweight World Grand Prix.
So here's the bracket where it stands right now. Shabli moving on, Nurmagomedov moving on. You see Primus and Barnaoui there on the bottom left. Again, the winner. You talked about just so much in this next fight because it's a championship fight. Whoever wins this one. Let's start with Mansour Barnaoui, who is from Paris, France. The crowd is already on its feet waiting for him to walk out. Josh, he's quiet. He doesn't talk a lot about what motivates him. Something we know that motivates him is getting to that next fight and facing Usman Nurmagomedov. He's had it in his head. I want to face Nurmagomedov. Walk us through kind of his history with that family.
Well, what he did was he had which he feels is a very questionable loss to Islam Makhachev, who is also a champion in another promotion. And what he has said, look, I can also come into Bellator and fight Nurmagomedov. And the fact that Usman is related to Khabib Nurmagomedov, and also that is the main training partner. Islam Makhachev is the main training partner of Usman Nurmagomedov. This is his way of getting back at them.
He has never fought for Bellator here in Paris, France. We have seen him in other countries, and you know they're so excited to see him. I've had texts from people who said, man, I have watched this guy. He is deadly in the cage. He is a killer. How does he give this crowd what they want in a win?
I mean, he's just got to go out there and do what he does best. Look, he's going to go out there and impose his will. He is tall, long, and lanky, as I like to say, but when he fought Adam Piccolotti for his debut in Bellator, he just did everything right. He got into the clinch, got to the takedowns, got to the top position. Beautiful way of getting to the back by pushing the elbow across, getting to the back. Couldn't get the rear naked, so he went palm to palm, extended the hips, really started to break into the back, and boom, the tap by Adam Piccolotti. Adam Piccolotti is one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the game right now, but Mansour Banawi made it look easy.
His opponent tonight, former champ Brent Primus, said he trained harder for this fight than he ever has for any fight. Look, sometimes we hear it a lot, it's lip service. This one, he took it so seriously. He also has a little chip on his shoulder coming into this one. He initially was not in this tournament, was a late add-in, and because of that, he wants to prove his worth.
Yeah, once Sydney Outlaw was removed, Brent Primus said, this is my time to shine. If you really think about it, Mansour Banawi was the guy that replaced Brent Primus in this tournament because that's who they had added into this. He was the number 8 seed. Now, when Sydney Outlaw fell out, Brent Primus was put in. He feels like this is that he feels like he was slighted a little bit by not being put in, and I'm telling you right now, he, like you said, a chip on his shoulder. He wants to come right in and set precedents that he is here to stay, and he's looking forward to getting back to that title against Usman Nurmagomedov. When he fought Benson Henderson, he was letting the hands go, he was landing big shots, pushing the wrestling, trying to bully Benson Henderson around, who is not an easy guy to bully around. I fought Benson. I know how dang good he is. But it was the submission attempts.
He retired after that fight.
It was the submission attempts over and over again that he was holding on to. Beautiful Kimura attempts, beautiful getting to the back. He did a great job in that fight. Look for him to try to pick up there again tonight against Mansour Banawi.
I cannot wait to see the reaction of this crowd when Mansour Banawi walks out into the cage. I should say, I was going to say on the catwalk or whatever. He is going to make his way into the cage. Look, both of these guys, everything is on the line tonight. They are one step closer to $1 million and that next fight for the title.
The Bellator Lightweight Grand Prix, top of the guys in the lightweight division. So every fight is tough. They're the best of the best. I can't wait to go out there and show that I am the best. I get 2 belts, $1 million. You can't beat that, you know, this is life-changing for me and my family.
J'ai toujours combattu pour faire des tournois et j'ai un fini. Je suis venu ici pour gagner, pour avoir la ceinture et gagner les tournois du combat.
Walking out, looking up and like seeing like 5 stories of people, and it was amazing, man, and I'll never forget that.
Brent Primus, life's tough journey has now brought him to this, the opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to become Bellator lightweight champion.
Michael Chandler, he's a beast, you know, and so my coach had an awesome game plan for me, working that calf kick, because Chandler's so heavy on that left leg.
Oh, and Primus attacking the lead leg of Chandler.
I put everything in that fight camp.
Chandler continues to have problems with his left leg.
I was so broke, like I had no money in my bank account.
Oh yeah, he can hardly stand.
Winning the title and the money is like, man, it was life-changing, 100%, yeah.
And the champion!
This fight is absolutely fascinating. Adam Galati going up against Mansour Banawi.
J'ai un style de combat que j'aime beaucoup, le striking, au sol, le jiu-jitsu.
Everyone wants to pay attention to this guy. He may be one of the most talented fighters out there that perhaps you've never heard of. 18 of his 19 wins have been by knockout or submission. He has never been finished.
Pour gagner contre Adam Piccolotti, c'était de prendre la distance, et si ça se faisait au sol, je vais faire le grappling au sol.
I know I have more in me than Mansour. I have this fire in me that can't be taught. You have to live this to have this fire. I know that I can push myself harder than him.
C'est un très bon combattant, une expérience, et pour gagner contre un bon combattant de cette catégorie, c'est magnifique, un bon challenge, c'est ce qui me pousse à être le meilleur.
My opponent, he's tough. He's legit. He's got really good ground game. I'm not gonna underestimate him, but I feel like my jiu-jitsu is superior than his.
He's got the swings.
It's all over! Brent Primus by submission!
La chose la plus importante pour moi, c'est de prendre la ceinture. Il n'y a pas de mots.
I'm gonna go out there and make a statement and show that I belong here, and that belt is mine. I'm gonna be a world champion again.
And now, we welcome our Grand Prix quarterfinalists. Walking first, the Afro
which has been 10 years in the making. The self-styled Nurmagomedov clan hunter, and he wants that shot at the title. We all know the story now. We just don't know how it ends. Will he get the shot at Usman and the lightweight title, yes or no? This whole crowd hopes that the answer is Barnawi. But how does he do it, John?
Well, he goes out there and he uses that length that he has. A 77-inch reach in the lightweight division is huge. He also is very good in the clinch. Big knees, huge elbows, and his ground game is fantastic. Just go be who you are. For Barnawi, he's got to dictate the range early. Do not let Primus just get into that range that he feels comfortable and inflict damage on the ground. Don't always think of just going for the submission. Do damage to Primus to slow him down.
And just to be clear, looking around this fantastic arena, the whole crowd on their feet to welcome in Paris's own Mansour Barnawi. What a night for France, for Paris, for him. But can he deliver under extreme pressure? Roared on, yes, but it brings that pressure onto his shoulders. It's his time.
Now set to make his way, Brent Primus.
So Brent Primus is here at this Bellator Lightweight World Grand Prix. He does have his chance, he does take his shot. He's much happier with Bellator life now. He says he's trained harder than ever. And even though he says it sucks to have to fight the hometown guy, his mission here is to silence the hometown crowd. And the people have been leaving text messages in French on his phone that he doesn't understand. He says, though, they can't be very nice. But one language he does understand, John, is the language in that cage.
Oh, he understands the language of the ground, especially. Brent Primus is a ground technician. This guy pulls off all kinds of submissions. Big with omoplatas, big with gogoplatas. His keys to victory, he's got a great kick and use that kick. You saw he got the title for Michael Chandler with that calf kick. Go to it early. Do not end up on the bottom. If you start to get into the scramble, do not stop till you're on your feet or on top.
Well, Primus is ready, speaks with great confidence, starts as the big outsider here against Barnawi. But Primus has upset people before. He doesn't mind being away from home at all. He's going to relish this. Could it be his night? Could he be the one who marches on? The tail of the tape then, the lightweights World Grand Prix, Brent Primus and Mansour Barnawi, and look at that reach, John.
Yeah, that's 73 inches, that's nice, but 77 is huge, and he uses that well, especially in the clinch with his Muay Thai plum.
Time that we got to Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA in tonight's co-main event now presents fight number 3 of the quarter-final round in the $1 million Lightweight World Grand Prix. Scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds live on Showtime. We'll introduce first the blue corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 154.6 pounds. Just off an impressive submission victory in his Bellator debut tonight. Riding an 8-fight win streak, he enters with 20 professional victories, 4 defeats. Right now, at number 8, he's fighting out of Paris, France, presenting the Afro Samurai, Mansour. Across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 154.6 pounds. The former Bellator lightweight world champion, currently ranked at number 4, stands with 11 professional victories, 3 losses by way of Portland. He fights out of Eugene, Oregon, USA. Introducing Brent Primus. In charge, your referee, Blake Grice.
So the final moments, good luck hearing yourself. Two great lightweights in the cage. One great lightweight has joined myself and John. Josh is here. Josh, your thoughts about this atmosphere, this fight? Remarkable, isn't it?
It can completely be a big thing for Barnaoui fighting here in Paris, but the other thing is the adrenaline that could potentially get to him. You got to watch him very carefully to see how he starts to fight this first 2 minutes.
All action right from the start here. Barnaoui dangerous in the clinch. He'll look to land knees and elbows.
You saw right away how he went towards that clinch and bringing his elbow across. That was a nice shot by Primus, though. Good right hand.
John, you and I have talked several times about this body style that Barnaoui has is perfect for MMA. You've seen it in a lot of top-level fighters across the sport of MMA. You've got John Jones, Anderson Silva, Gegard Mousasi. Guys that have this body style really make it work for them.
Yeah, and it's a factor of a lot of people will look and go, well, he's kind of thin. No, he's got leverage strength, and it's so difficult to understand how strong he is when it gets into some of these clinches, but he just annihilates people in the clinch.
What he's trying to do here. Primus has had a couple of moments of success, but there's a lot of Barnaoui pressure here.
Well, we know how strong Brent Primus is. He is a huge lightweight when you're looking at him as far as strength, and his ground game is fantastic, and this is exactly what he needs to do. Do not allow Barnaoui to get to your back. Kind of did right there. He was almost in the top position.
When we talked to Brett this week, though, he said, I'm not too concerned if he gets to my back. I've been training with Lucas Barboza, who's one of the best in the game at getting to the back and getting the finishes. So he's like, I've had the best black belts in the world on my back, and I know I can withstand it.
But you know there's a difference between someone just grappling and when someone is trying to land shots on you and you're getting hit.
He said he's going to buy Mansour a filet mignon if he can choke him out tonight. That was the promise. So confident is he in that aspect of things anyway.
I want to remind everyone, this is a very fast pace, and this is a 5-round fight.
Absolutely.
Barnaoui lands his right hand there. Straight down the pipe, blood to the nose of Primus. There's the knee as well.
That was a clean body shot. You know, we talked to Primus, and he talked about what great condition he was in, doing all kinds of big sprints. Well, he's going to need that kind of conditioning with what's going on here right now.
Again, you see that leverage that Barnaoui gets on those knees to the body.
This is such a rapid pace, John, and being here in Paris in front of your crowd, I've fought several times in my own hometown, and there is a tendency to sometimes have an adrenaline dump after the first round. Barnaoui, I think, is really going to start to slow it down a little bit, control this clinch, start doing some work, trying to slow things down to kind of get himself established.
Absolutely. You know, we were talking before about the clinch game, and you think, everybody thinks, oh, I'm good in the clinch game. There are levels to everything, and sometimes you'll all of a sudden be clinching with someone and everything that you've done in the past does not work. They just have the ability to control your neck, to land shots that you're not used to, and that's a big elbow by Barnaoui.
Again, shot. There's another left and right. He is relentless, Barnaoui.
Primus really fighting back. This pace is just unbelievable right now.
Right hand
Big
there
shot
from Primus. Barnaoui looked for the knee. Final minute of this opening round. The pace just remorseless to this point, as the guys were saying. It has to slow down.
If there's one thing that's been the big difference is in the clinch, Barnawi with the elbows and with the knees, he's done more damage.
Yeah, but Barnawi's got to stay out of that boxing range because Primus is landing the big shots.
Yeah, mouthpiece came out. Now Barnawi gets him down.
Barnawi's leaving too much space when he's in that clinch sometimes and giving Brent Primus the opportunity to land the big right hand. He's had success with it.
That right hand has landed multiple times.
This is such a fast pace, John.
Unbelievable. But right now you're seeing Barnawi pass through his guard. Primus looking for that Kimura grip.
We come to the end of the opening round. Electric pace. It was Barnawi's mouthpiece that came out. Very interested spectator in the shape of Usman Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, that's the funny part when you think about this is, you know, your prize in getting a win here is you get to face that guy. That's not a good thing sometimes. That dude is awesome. Take a look at some of these exchanges. They were just throwing haymakers at times. There was the mouthpiece going out. Beautiful right hand right there by Primus. That right hand hurt Barnawi, no doubt about it.
That's that range, though, that he's got to avoid being in. Either you're all the way in or all the way out.
Primus took a lot of body shots, a lot of big elbows, and delivered those right hands.
Barnawi's got a beard on him, John.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. You don't take that shot, especially with your mouthpiece on the ground.
So round two, they're on their feet again. Right hand from Barnawi to start things off.
Well, both guys seem to be in fantastic shape.
Nice job by Primus, getting the takedown here. This is a big moment for Primus, in my opinion, because he's got the ability to submit anybody. And he needs to really work to put pressure on Barnawi and work towards that submission. But if you're not going out of submission, do damage.
6 wins via submission for Brent Primus. He is high level.
You know, Brent Primus had a very good rubber guard type game from his back. But then now working with Lucas Barboza, you can't afford to be on your back. Your guard will get past, you'll get to your back, all of these things. And I trained for a long time with Leo Vieira, and my game increased so intensely over the last couple months. That's what I'm seeing right now by Brent Primus. His ability to try to pass, his ability to try to put heavy pressure. He's doing a fantastic job with the knee slide here. Really making Barnawi carry his weight.
Primus knows he's going after that arm triangle right now. Primus knows that Barnawi has an outstanding elevator sweep, but this is big right now. Barnawi just trying to hold on with where his hand's at. That's not a good way of defending what Primus is doing.
Barnawi starting so powerfully, but Primus looking to turn things around here.
Primus is starting to be able to turn his hips, slide his legs out. He's free of that half guard.
We call that answering the phone. He's got to get his right hand more to his ear, not over his head. That's still able to choke him from that position. You can see Barnawi start to struggle a little bit.
He's struggling a lot. Nice job of turning out. He's got to be careful of the rear naked.
4 of those 6 submission wins via rear naked choke for Brent Primus, but Barnawi free of that for now.
He's working on that arm submission there too. You can try to hit that arm bar from there with the wrist control if he steps over that glove. Barnawi's still working that arm bar. It's right there.
Straight arm lock. Going back to the straight arm lock once again. Gave up on it.
What that will normally do is give you enough space to try to turn your hips back towards him and bring the knee inside when they start to pull out.
The noise in this place as well when they think they see the beginnings of something. This Raw just starts. Primus, as we expected, is proving that he belongs in this Grand Prix.
He's got to be careful grabbing that head, because Primus has a good opportunity just to step over the head and try to attack the armbar.
Primus doing a nice job of moving himself, flowing through, going to the back again. Great job by Barnawi to get back to the half guard.
Barnawi needs to work on getting that left side underhook. He keeps hugging the head. That could put him in a lot of danger, especially when you get to that Von Flue choke or anything that causes him to step around the head to attack the arm.
You can tell that Primus's arms get a little bit heavier, though, as he's trying to throw shots, a little bit labored. It's been a lot of grappling.
Well, John, they came out in the first round with such a rapid pace, and then now in the second round, they started it off that way, and then luckily they ended up here on the ground in exchanges for grappling.
Yeah, let's just remember, 50 seconds remaining of round 2. Got a long way to go here.
A long way.
This is that opportunity for both fighters just to settle in right now, get comfortable, go back to their corners, get a drink of water and get their breath, and come back out and reestablish themselves in the next round.
Nice right hand. Here it goes. There was Barnawi with the sweep. He's got that beautiful half-guard sweep.
That was specifically what Primus told us about as well.
Well, we saw him do it multiple times against a guy that we know has got a great ground game in Adam Piccolotti. Great job of hiding his arm by Barnawi.
Well, we can take a look back at some of the action from round number 2. It's good stuff, Josh.
Great job on the body lock. What he did was he bounced him off the cage a little bit, stepped across the body, sat him to his hip, right into half guard. Nice work. And he was just landing some good shots, trying to make Barnawi work from that position, trying to set up that side choke. There's obviously, if you're a good grappler, there's certain submissions that you like to hit. You see that Brent Primus likes to hit the side choke. He loves to try to hit to that Kimura. He's a physically strong fighter, so those are the best submissions to hit and attempt when you're in that top position.
And you know that that squeeze was tight. Barnawi did a nice job, but eventually you saw he was starting to get to him, and that's when he started turning to get himself out. But great round for Brent Primus.
And in terms of the scoring, any argument from the two of you that first round Barnawi, second round Primus?
Exactly.
You'd have to ask him, because that's what I put.
So round number 3. Primus said beforehand that I'm like a Swiss Army knife in terms of my options compared to him. There is confirmation of the scorecard. That's Big John's, but as we just heard, it's Josh's as well. Been high level so far, and worthy of this Grand Prix so far. And it's on a knife edge right now.
I was just about to say, Barnawi needs to start moving his head offline. He's just throwing the jab, keeping his head directly in the center.
Primus has had success with that right hand, and again.
Well, Primus is doing exactly what Josh is saying. At least when he's throwing, you're seeing his head come off that center line. That's making it tougher for Barnawi to be able to just target him.
This is what I said at the end of the first. He's got to get into this range right here where he does the damage. The elbows and the knees up the middle. He cannot afford to be in the boxing range.
This is where Barnawi is strong. When he gets into this tight, close quarter combat area where he is right in the clinch, throwing elbows.
Cut under the right eye of Barnawi. Right hand doing the damage from Primus.
That was a beautiful knee right up the middle as Brent tried to turn away.
Brent's starting to breathe pretty heavy right now. He's got to find a place to catch the mare.
Barnawi unloading these hooks now.
Nice job of Primus moving his head. And you can see how labored Brent Primus is throwing that right hand now.
He was pushing it, wasn't he?
Now it doesn't have the snap, so Barnawi can take and just accentuate that attack based upon there's no threat from that hand.
John, it's just remarkable. Barnawi was away from the sport for 3 years, comes back, gets a win over Adam Piccolotti in just 2 rounds, and now just the way he's fighting just lets you know he loves this. This is who he is.
Well, it's not only I mean, he's your worst nightmare in fighting because of the way he fights. He is a grinding fighter that just keeps coming at you, and you hit him with shots and he walks through them like he's a zombie.
Big knee right up the middle, just barely touched the chin of Brent Primus.
Primus doing a good job of moving himself side to side, trying to just catch some air right now. Oh, that hurt.
He's hurt. He's on the back foot here. Barnawi senses it. Only been stopped once by Chabali, but Primus over, and the crowd rise here for Barnawi, who is close to the finish.
But for Primus is trying to grab the Kimura, just trying to slow him down.
Primus did not want to just go to the ground like that. Not a good place. He's good off of his back, but Barnawi is too good on the top for him to catch him in anything, and he's just going to take damage.
Still 2 minutes to go in the round as well.
John, better here, though, than on the feet, because Barnawi was pushing the action, really getting into his face. Right now, he's got a chance to hug him, pull him close to potentially not take as much damage.
Still Barnawi just landing those little shots. And there's the elbow.
And that's your biggest problem right there. Barnawi does not throw. He'll throw punches, but he'll throw big elbows from the ground. And in the half guard position, man, he'll do a lot of damage. Nice job of Primus being able to grab hold there, trying to slow it down.
Nicely done with the reversal. Barnawi got carried away, chasing the head. Sat to his hip, and then it made it easier for Brent Primus to get to the top position. A minute left.
You start to let that weight go just in one direction a little too much. Got a guy like Primus, he takes advantage of it.
Here we go, he's setting in the choke.
Trying. It's not there, though.
Primus turning around the position and trying to quieten this crowd for good here.
And with as tired as his arms have been, trying to squeeze like that is not an easy thing.
What Barnawi needs to do is open up that heel of Brent Primus a little bit more to start turning his hip away so that choke is not there. Brent did a good job of getting the far side underhook to control the body.
And let's not forget that Barnawi is tired too.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
Take your toes out of the cage.
Brent Primus' corner is not happy with the toes in the cage right there.
Still 2 rounds remain. Who wants it more? Who's got more?
I'll tell you what, both guys have got to dig deep because this is a brutal fight.
I don't have much to say. This is such a fast pace. I mean, this is really why people love watching the lightweights, because it's pretty much the best.
Oh, you had to say it.
I had to say it. I've always honestly believed it's the best division in the sport. I know right now the bantamweights are right there, if not slightly ahead. I'm going to give a little bit of love. They're ahead.
But these guys, boy, they have been putting on a show.
But Josh, people like me say, oh, they've got to dig down deep, they've got to want it more and all of that. But you tell us what it's like. What do they need to find? Talk us through it.
They're doing everything they need to do. I mean, you can't dig much deeper. Both of them have taken big shots. Both of them have got taken down. Both of them have been on bottom. Both of them have been on top. They're doing everything they need to do. This is a great, great fight.
I'll be honest right now. I've watched Brent Primus in every one of his fights. I've watched him win a championship. He's never fought as tough and as good as he has tonight. This is the best he's ever looked. I love what I'm seeing out of him.
You go round 3 to Barnawi. 1 up with 2 to go.
But Brent needs to be careful of getting into that clinch. At this point in the fight, we've seen Barnawi is starting to get a little bit too much of an advantage in that clinch position.
He was trying to let those hands go a bit. That right hand has been a great source of success for him.
If I'm Barnawi, I'm keeping that left hand up on my chin the whole time because that's really the only shot that Brent Primus is able to find. And just start throwing my own straight right hand down the pipe and then getting into that clinch and throwing those elbows if I'm Barnawi.
Nice counter right hand before by Primus. Well, all those 30-second sprints that Primus was talking about, they're paying off right now because obviously, you know, he's in shape, and if he didn't do that, he wouldn't be in the fight right now.
John, you know, no matter what you do, you're going to get tired.
Oh, yeah.
It just has to do with how fast your body recovers, and that's why those 30-second sprints are so key.
Oh, beautiful! And then Primus lands another of those right hands. Wow, is Primus tough. We said the pace would slow, inevitably. Of course it has, throughout. But this is just all about willpower now.
So you could see him start to sag to bring him down backside. Nice job. Not going to be easy for Barnawi to get that with Primus.
No, but John, this is fight IQ. Brent Primus understands I was having success when I was on top.
Absolutely.
Let's get this to the takedown, exert the energy to get the takedown, now dominate from the top and slow the pace down at my level.
Control the pace.
They're both giving everything.
Nice job moving right to mount by Primus. He's back on that choke.
Like I said, you find the submissions that you really like. That's in deep, John. That's in real deep.
Has Primus got it here?
And he's able to, if he can drop that hip down by getting his leg free, that's going to put a lot more pressure on it.
This huge crowd holds its breath.
Driving back to get to mount. He's giving up on the choke. Trying to still work. He's got a choke set. He's just got to be able to lock it in.
If Barnawi turns more to his left, Brent Primus can actually attach a rear naked choke and just drive his body weight over to push that forearm across his neck and finish the choke.
Crowd are trying to get Barnawi going here, trying to encourage him.
And if you're Primus right now, after all this, man, that just to squeeze is so exhausting. But if you're Barnawi, you're the one putting up with all this pressure too. Primus is trying not to squeeze. He's trying to use body weight and pressure and lean to make this work.
You can see Barnawi, he's used to being in these positions. He's just closing his eyes, trying to relax, slow his breathing down. And if you're Primus, you don't want to squeeze too much and too long, because if it gets back to the feet, you're in trouble.
Nice job by Primus to look towards that figure four with his arms. Just don't squeeze with your arms. Let the pressure of your weight and body create that squeeze. Drive that arm a little bit forward with that squeeze.
Final minute of this penultimate round. Primus still looks for it. Still alters that body position a little bit to try and get it in deep.
Barnawi needs to get that fist back to his ear to try to keep that separation so that arm's not getting pushed across.
He loves grabbing the head, though. I don't know why he continues to do that. It is a mistake.
He loves that little arm in, that straight arm block. Like I said, every grappler has their go-to moves, and that seems to be his.
This right here can be a battle for position right now.
5 seconds remaining.
That's not illegal what he's doing. He could throw those elbows. That was not straight up and down.
What a fight. There's the Barnawi corner led by Aziz Mahi. Just trying to encourage their man. What can you do now? 2-2, guys. 2-2 going into the fifth and final round.
I've got it 2-2. I've got Barnawi with 2 rounds, Primus winning 2 rounds. He just won that last round. It all comes down to the 5th.
I think you're gonna look to see Brent Primus get right back into the clinch, look to try to drop down on the legs and get the takedown. If he's able to do that, he understands he can control from the top position. Barnawi needs to probably get into the clinch and start using his elbows and his knees again, because that's where he did the most damage against Brent Primus.
Right now, Brent Primus is going, I have choked out how many people with an arm triangle? What is that guy made of?
No surprise what you'll endure for $1 million and a shot at the title next.
It has been grueling. It has been high level. It has been dramatic. It's been fantastic, but it should be all of those things. If you're aiming for the semi-final, if you're aiming for a shot at the title. And it comes down to this round on John's scorecard, on Josh's as well, on surely many of you watching. It comes down now to 4.5 minutes between 2 fantastic fighters.
Well, some big shots landed by Barnawi. Primus needs to use his feet.
Primus does use his feet and uses his hands as well. He went for the takedown.
Great job by Brent Primus. Wasn't exactly the way you'd want to set it up, but it worked.
And he'll take anything like that right now.
Absolutely.
Brent did a good job of making Barnawi think that he was going to stand, exchange, and then as they got closer, Barnawi put his hands up higher to defend his head, and he shot in on the takedown.
Every ounce of experience used by Primus. Total strikes landed, looks like that. He said beforehand it would look like that. Primus 120, 6 fewer than Barnawi. You wouldn't have had many takers.
Looks like Primus trying to, he sliced through, pass. At this point, mounting is not a bad idea for him because Barnawi doesn't have a lot of explosion left. Nice job by Primus. You see him with both feet inside on that leg.
Primus again looks for the neck.
He's got to slew his back flat to the mat and start turning into him.
He needs to make sure that he controls that left arm of Barnawi, though. If he loses control of that arm, he could lose that position.
Good job of getting himself back up on top. Yep. When you're dog dead tired, John, in those positions, sometimes you just want to give it up and not control the wrist. You don't want to get back on top. You're just saying, okay, I'll just concede to my back. But great job by not doing that.
And the longer this goes with Primus in these positions, with Primus this powerful, the closer he gets.
Nice job. He's got the figure 4 on the body lock. This is big for Brent Primus. He's going to be able to ride this out for a long time. The question is, does he go for the rear naked or does he go for more control right now?
I think what you do is you threaten it here and there. You never put too much effort into it. If it's not there, you don't go for it. But you keep continuously threaten it to make him think of it.
You know how tired his arms are right now.
Absolutely.
Primus is doing just what you said, Josh. He's leaving that threat there. They have given absolutely everything here. Barnawi came out like a runaway train. Primus hung on in there. Primus slowly started to turn it round, and the durability he's shown here. The fitness level off the scale.
I'm still amazed, though, for someone who went away from the sport for 3 years in Barnawi, come back and have a win over Adam Piccolotti, now go right into a 5-round fight, John. It says a lot about him as an athlete and as a fighter, for him to be able to endure this pace for 5 rounds.
Absolutely, and you take a look, man. Primus is on that choke. It's on the chin, but trust me, there's a ton of pressure there.
That's in deep.
It is. It's starting to slide more and more.
Primus looks to apply the coup de grace here.
You can
Not
see.
too many gave him a chance tonight.
Right back to it. It's still on the chin, though. That does not feel good if you're Mansour Barnaoui, but there's no doubt in my mind that Brent Primus gets the 5th round, which in my opinion gives him the fight.
It really depends on how you scored that 2nd round, John.
That is the one, isn't it? What a fight. What a fight. They should get to their feet again here. Even though they didn't necessarily see what they wanted, they should get to their feet. That was magnificent. That's what this sport's all about. That was 2 warriors. That was a fighter against many of the odds away from home, producing the performance of his career. And you give the final round, both of you, to Primus, and you give the fight to Primus.
Yeah, I would agree. I would give it to Brent Primus also, based on the John and I had the same scorecards. But just a spectacular fight. Both of them showing all the tools, all the weapons, on the feet, on the ground, in the clinch, everything you want from 2 of the top lightweights in the world.
Unbelievable output, and just the way that Brent Primus and Barnaoui went after each other so fast in the beginning, and then maintained that for a lot of that fight. At moments thinking, oh, Brent Primus has got him. Nope, he just continues to be calm, fights his way through everything. Unbelievable action. This is that takedown by Primus right here. He got in on that leg. He was able to get to the top position, which was key for him, and he maintained that throughout the round. Barnaoui was not able to get away from him. He was able to stop everything that he applied, but Brent Primus, way too good on the ground also for Barnaoui just to turn him or take the top position. Big time. Look, you can see Primus squeezing with everything he's got left. And you got to love a guy that puts it all out there throughout 5 rounds of fighting.
It was something else. It really was. And Michael is up there in the cage. They'll call the fighters in here. As Josh said, it will come down to that 2nd round. Let's get up to Michael C. Williams. Let's find out who's got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in tonight's quarterfinal round main event, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side. Ben Cartledge, Sal D'Amato, Chris Lee. All have it exactly the same at 48-47. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, having earned a title shot now in the semifinal round of the World Grand Prix, Brent Primus.
Primus gets it. That is a remarkable performance against the odds. Not too many gave him hope, but wow, what a display. Let's get to Brent Primus. He's with Big John.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, Brent Primus. Brent, that was a grueling dogfight. You guys were going after it. The first round was non-stop. What was going through your mind?
Gosh damn, settle down, man. The guys just went at me. I gotta say one thing, man. I've been a Christian my whole life. I pray every day since I was little. Jesus, give me a sign. Tell me once we do this life. And then, like 2 months ago in church, he told me I was gonna win tonight. I just gotta praise his name. Here I go, I'm gonna praise his name. I'm nothing without Jesus. I'm a soft, weak man without Jesus. But I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If you're at problems in your life, no matter what it is, family, no matter what it is, thank God, ask for forgiveness, thank him for everything you have. And I promise your days will get better. There's only one way, and that's Jesus Christ. Thank you so much.
Brent, you put on multiple submission attempts. You had arm triangles on him, and you were squeezing at times. You were trying to use leverage. What were you thinking? Because I know you've put so many guys out with those techniques before.
I think he has gills in his neck or something like that. I don't know what it is, but man, he is one tough son of a gun. Hats off to you, Mansour. You are so tough, bro. Good job, man. Usually I would have submitted those guys, but man, hats off to him.
You talked about your conditioning. You were doing 30-second sprints and 30 seconds off and doing those for 15 consecutives. You were talking about the condition that you got in for this fight. Tell me, do you believe that's what got you the win?
Yeah, man, he pushed me. That guy did not stop the whole time. Luckily, I have American Top Team, all the guys in Portland that push me, all the guys in Eugene, Oregon, Performance Martial Arts. I'm nothing without my team. They push me so much. Professor Fabiano, he's the man. My Muay Thai coach, Shutterfield, all the guys, man, they helped me and pushed me, and I would not be able to push through those last couple rounds without them.
I want to tell you, congratulations on the greatest performance I've ever seen you have, and you've won that championship before.
Thank you.
But that win gets you a shot at that man right there and the title, Usman Nurmagomedov. Step up, this will be the next round of the lightweight Grand Prix. Usman Nurmagomedov, the champion, against challenger Brent Primus.
That's going to be some fight. Great respect between them. How could you not have respect for him after that, after everything he's achieved? But wow, it sounds strange to say the performance of a lifetime when he's been the champion, but it feels that way. To come here and to win like that, just remarkable. Back to you, Amanda. Back to you, Josh. We all need to take a breath.
Yeah, my heart was racing so bad. I wasn't even cage side. Josh was cage side. Josh, Brent Primus told us, look, this is the hardest I have ever trained, and we saw that in the cage.
Yeah, he needed that tonight. It's hard to come into enemy territory and get the win. He had some great positions. He lost a round, he won a round. You have to dig deep, and you have to make sure that, hey, whatever it is, you have to make those adjustments between rounds. Some fighters are not capable of doing that. He made those adjustments. He ends up earning the title shot against Usman Nurmagomedov.
I am curious, do you think the crowd had something to do with Barnaby? I mean, he seemed nervous, like a little rattled in the beginning, do you think?
No,
coming out so fast, no?
You're always nervous, no matter where you're at. I'm sure there's a little extra energy that goes into Barnaby, but I'm not taking anything away from Brent Primus. He came out and did his job, beautifully done. Congratulations, now he's on to fight for the title.
The Lightweight World Grand Prix continues, but we're going to take a breath because we need to tell you about what is coming up next month in Chicago, one of the most stacked cards in Bellator history. We have a double main event. Patricio Pitbull looking to make history, becoming the first fighter in MMA history to win a belt in 3 different weight classes. He has done it at featherweight. He has done it at lightweight. Now he will try to do it at bantamweight, taking on Sergio Pettis. Also, Vadim Nemkov putting the light heavyweight belt on the line against Yoel Romero. Josh, talk to us about the first one, Pettis versus Pitbull. I am stoked for this fight.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for it because Patricio Pitbull has an opportunity to increase his legacy and make history, to be the first fighter to ever have 3 titles in 3 different weight classes in a major promotion. But Sergio Pettis is someone that you just cannot underestimate. He comes out, he always gets the job done. He's crafty on the feet. But Patricio Pitbull is someone that will land the strikes. He fights composed. He understands what it takes to be a champion, and he's looking to do it again for another time in another weight class.
Talk to us about light heavyweight with Vadim Nemkov going up against Yoel Romero. That is our double main event. As I said, we have 2 of them.
Yeah, what you've got, though, with Vadim Nemkov is he's someone that's going to have to stick and move, stay on his bike, and he's going to stay on the outside, utilize his jab, his low-level kicks to really try to slow Yoel Romero down. Keep Yoel Romero away from you because Yoel Romero's got big power, and if he gets in that range to take you down, he will use that Olympic silver medalist wrestling to get you on your back and unleash the vicious ground and pound. But Yoel Romero is someone that is explosive. 46 years old, looks like he's 22, right? And just has the power still. He's built like a Greek god. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. But this guy, when he gets on top, he is nasty. He is someone that has vicious elbows, big striking, but his wrestling is second to none in the sport. He is an Olympic silver medalist. And of course, that dog bite is just awesome.
I don't know if we need to do that again, but I do appreciate that. Look, both of these next fighters have that dog in them. It is time for our main event. Take a look at the middleweight rankings because both of these guys are chasing the champ. We have Gegard Mousasi going up against Fabian Edwards, ranked 1 and 2. And the next fight, whoever wins this, will be facing off against the champion in Johnny Eblen. Speaking of one Johnny Eblen, I'll just have you guys know, as Josh was going through all those highlights, he's looking at Johnny just being pumped up, joining us here in Paris, making the trek all the way from Florida. I know you've been enjoying some Parisian food. We'll talk to you about that in a second. Hey, look, You've defended your belt already, but you won it against Gegard Mousasi. He gave you all the credit this week. He said you were the better fighter. You were more prepared. What did you see from him, though, in that fight that was somewhat impressive to you?
He's a veteran in the sport, and, you know, he knows how to fight. He has a lot of fights, and he's a skilled guy. So going in there, he stayed composed. He kept his game plan kind of intact, but I kind of just demolished him, you know. But he's a great fighter, great guy, a lot of respect to him as well.
What I've told other people, and we've talked about this ourselves between DMs and Instagram and other things, but we've talked about what you did was different than everybody else. Everyone else showed him so much respect. You came out and didn't show him any respect. Do you think that had a lot to do with your victory over him?
Of course. I think people show a little bit too much respect, and they go in gun shy. I'm in there to take your head off.
Look at that dance.
Regardless of who you are, I'm in there to take your head off.
What was that little dance, though?
It's like a little shuffle step.
Just a shuffle step. I don't know, it was like hip thrust or something like that. Josh, let me ask you this about Gegard Mousasi. What do you want to see from him? Because we know he has never lost back-to-back fights.
Well, why are you asking me? We have the champ right here. What would you like to see him change if he's fighting someone like Fabian Edwards?
He needs to move forward and use his jab and mix up the wrestling and the striking. He needs to be a mixed martial artist tonight. He can't just be a straight-up kickboxer.
I concur. I really just believe what he did was he got away from that against you. He was so worried about the takedown that he was hesitant to let his hands go, and you were able to use your speed to get in and out and pick him apart.
Let's talk about Fabian Edwards, the guy he's going up against. Look, obviously, his brother Leon is going to be in his corner. He's the champ. He says, I've watched my brother become the champion. I believe that I can become the champion. Obviously, that would have to go through you. What do you know about Fabian Edwards heading into this one?
I don't know very much, to be honest. All I know is I'm going to crush his dreams if he wins this fight tonight.
Well, the thing with Fabian Edwards, though, he's got the speed. He's got very similar to what you have if he's going to try to beat Gegard Mousasi. He doesn't have the wrestling, but he's got the speed, he's got the length and the reach to get in and out before Gegard can actually touch him. Do you think that's going to be a factor for him tonight if he's going to get this win?
Of course. He's going to have to utilize his speed, his striking, his youth. But yeah, he doesn't really have the wrestling, though. So I think if Gegard can exploit that, he'll get the win tonight.
Do you have a preference who you'd like to face next?
I really don't care. I'm just here to get paid, fight, and have some fun.
And as you said, crush dreams as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna crush dreams. I might change my nickname to the Dream Crusher.
Is that shoulder getting a little tired? Because that thing looks a little heavy.
Nah.
It does look heavy. It does look heavy. You cannot change your name again. I mean, actually, you can, because it's all up to you, and you're the champ. You're undefeated. Johnny Evelyn, thank you so much for joining us. It is now time for our main event. Both of these guys chasing that man and that belt.
From the streets of Birmingham, Fabian Edwards coming to knock Gegard Mousasi out. I fought a legend in Ichida, took him out in first round. I fought an Irish legend, tough opponent like Charlie Ward. Went the decision with him, clean win, dominant performance, and now I'm here. Number one contender fight.
Gracious in defeat, the class act that is Gegard Mousasi.
The best guy doesn't always win the belt, I feel. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Johnny Evelyn in this fight was unstoppable.
You have to be tough to come back from losses. I'm here where I am because I lost, I got better, I learned, I improved, and I'm at my best now. Now it's next chapter, next challenge.
A win over Gegard made me the number one contender and give me a title shot. And I've always said when I came to Bellator, that's what I came here for. I never came to get a quick payday and then go. I came here to be one of the best middleweights. To fight a legend like Gegard, that's going to be big. You know, he goes out there, tries to pressure you, keep it in boxing range and keep you uncomfortable throughout the whole fight. If there's any holes in his game, I would say his chin's in the air, you know, he's a one-pace fighter. I'm looking at those holes and I'm looking at different ways on how to exploit that. It's a great opportunity. I respect him, but when we step in that cage, I will show him no respect. I'm excited to go in there and feel that pressure, you know.
Now next is Fabian Edwards in Paris. The technical guy is good everywhere. I've seen him, he doesn't give up. He's a tough competitor, but feel like I'm just a little bit better than him. I know what he's gonna do, so I think I have advantage over him.
I don't believe Gegard's on his way out. He's lost once in the last 5 years or so I still consider him as one of the best middleweights around.
Mousasi does it again!
This fight ends two ways. I either catch him with something and KO him, or I go in there and I put a masterclass on.
All I can say, his chances of winning are slimmer than mine, and he knows that.
I'm hungry, I'm dangerous. I want to have my hands on goal, you know, and there's nobody better at 185 than me. I am the man to beat.
What happens, happens, but I'm fighting, and I have to be the best middleweight in the world, and then everything will be fine. That's why I'm in Bellator, to fight the best and collect some belts and some checks.
First Mousasi in Paris, then Johnny Eblin. I am coming for that belt.
And now, set to make his way to the cage, Fabian, the Assassin Edwards.
Well, Fabian Edwards is dreaming big. The success of his brother has given him more confidence, and here he is with an enormous chance to take a step closer to his own world title, but he knows there's a legend standing in his way. But is he part of a new generation that's ready to take over? Is tonight one of those crossroads fights? And having already beaten MMA royalty in the shape of Lyoto Machida, the Birmingham man takes a tilt at another. He's no respecter, John, of reputations, this guy.
You know, he's a destroyer of reputations, and this guy can fight. He is a sniper, very fast with his hands, beautiful kicks. The real question is, does he get motivated? Because when we see Fabian Edwards get motivated, we see performance, and that's what sets him apart. Speed kills, so use those fast combinations that you have. Be elusive, but be aggressive. Do not let Gegard take control of the fight.
Sometimes those nights arrive when you have to be at your best, when you maybe have to take a risk to achieve greatness. Maybe this is one of those nights for Fabian Edwards.
And now making his way to the cage, Gegard Mousasi.
Well, one of the true greats of this sport says that this will be his final run. One that could end up with him as a three-time Bellator middleweight champion, a chance to bow out in a blaze of brilliance and a time of his choosing. But these young stars, they start to bang loudly at the door. They start to want what you have got. And having lost to one of them, he now has to repel another. And he's never lost in consecutive fights. Do so tonight, you never know. This may even be the end. But John, we just saw his keys to victory there. Mousasi, pure class.
Look, he is a winner, and he's been a winner everywhere he's been. He's been a champion just about everywhere he's been. This guy can fight. It's the real question of does he get enthused? He has a massive ground advantage in this, and he needs to take this fight to the ground, but he doesn't need to work to get it to the ground. Stay away from the firefight with Fabian Edwards. He's fast, and he does have power. Be smart the way you approach him.
Looks so calm, so relaxed. The tail of the tape then at middleweight between Gegard Mousasi and Fabian Edwards. And John, look at those records.
Well, and that's the whole point here. Does the experience of a man walking into his 60th professional fight get it done against the younger, athletic, only 11-2 Fabian Edwards, #1 versus #2.
So for the final time on what has been a fantastic evening in Paris, let's head to Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA live on Showtime from Paris. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 5-minute rounds in the middleweight division. Sanctioned tonight by the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation, Chairman James Gessner, Director Mike Mazzulli, and supervising at cage side, Brendan Kaliwa. And now, from Accor Arena, we introduce first the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 184.8 pounds, ranked now as the #2 contender, he holds a professional record, 11 wins, 2 losses from Birmingham, England. Introducing Fabian, the Assassin Edwards. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 6'2", weighing in 185.6 pounds, having twice held the Bellator title. The 6-time world champion brings an incomparable professional record of 49 victories, 8 defeats, 2 draws. Entering tonight with the #1 ranking, he fights out of Amsterdam, Netherlands, presenting Gegard Mousasi. In charge, your referee, Kevin McDonald.
All right, gentlemen, 5 rounds under the unified rules for the main event of the evening, title contender fight. We went over those in the back. If you don't have any questions, best of luck, touch gloves.
So it's time. Can Mousasi maintain that record of never having lost twice in a row here in fight number 60? Can Edwards find a way? What a path to glory it could be for him. So many different narratives ahead of this fight. It's going to be so interesting to see how they play out. One thing is for sure, you write off Gegard Mousasi at your peril.
That is not something that any smart man would do. Gegard has been in against the very best that this sport has had. I mean, you look at the people he's fought and the wins. It's a who's who in MMA. It's incredible.
7 times before, fighters have got into a cage with him, trying to make it consecutive defeats, and none of them have managed it. Fabian Edwards has to do that tonight. Lands a good left hand early.
Well, it's one of the things that, Josh and I talked about before is, I always look and say, when you become the champion, you become just percentages better. But I also think that by being around the champion and being, like Josh talked about earlier, being in that gym that champion is now at, it makes all of you better, because now you see how much work it took for someone to do. You see them get successful. That was not good.
And he will be given time. That is a painful start for Fabian Edwards.
Kick, you can see it landed, and that's the ones that hurt the most. It lands right underneath the cup, bringing it up. Those are the ones that usually will do the damage. So Fabian should take all the time that he needs within that 5 minutes to get himself back to being as good as he can be. But as we were talking about, when you have a brother that's been the champion, you see everything that it took, and then you look and you go, I can do that. And it just motivates you to do those things, to be the best. And I think that Fabian at this point is a better fighter now than he's ever been, based upon just time and experience, but also seeing how it's done from his brother.
Ready on the clock? All right, let's continue.
Edwards okay to continue. Mousasi said he would keep this on the feet and he'd take a look at Edwards, and that's what he's doing so far.
Mousasi did say that, I'm not going to be in a stand-up battle with him. I want to be in the stand-up. And I look at that and I go, that's not the smartest way to try to beat Fabian Edwards. In fact, that's the way to get knocked out, because Fabian loves people that want to stand with him and not try to take him down. That's where he is best. And so, you know, Gegard, there's no doubt he has a massive advantage if the fight hits the ground and he's in the top position. But if you're not going to try to get it there, then it's going to come down to a kickboxing battle.
There's the aggression from Edwards. Both fighters throwing a lot of feints here. Both trying to entice the other in. This is high-level stuff.
Yeah, one of the things, take a look at that. Gegard does a beautiful job of, he's going to give that little half hitch, looking like he's going to throw a kick. And it just upsets your timing if you're Fabian. Edwards needs to get past that and step through. If he's looking to throw, step through and throw. Don't get caught in the middle of that.
An awful lot of respect here between the two of them. Mousasi having an early look. Edwards aware of what Mousasi can do.
Yeah, but if you're just taking a look at body language, look at the body language of Fabian Edwards and look how confident he is with the range. He's comfortable with it. He's saying, okay, I can fight right here. I see everything that you're doing, and you get within my range, then I'm going to snap on you.
And we know that Fabian Edwards can be devastating for all the criticism that sometimes he can fight to the level of his opponent, fight down to that level. He's very, very good. He's improving all the time. Straight left hand there from Edwards.
And one of the things that has made Gegard so good is he's got a really good jab. He's fast with his hands, but he's not as fast as Fabian Edwards. And so that makes a difference in this. And like I said, speed kills. It is tough to fight against someone that is noticeably faster than you.
Was pouring out that southpaw jab and trying to follow up behind it with a left hand. It's been a relatively quiet start here in Paris. So much at stake in different ways for both of these men. Well, some distinguished guests here. We've heard from Johnny Eblen. There he is, sitting next to Royce Gracie, just sitting back and enjoying the
past
fight.
and the present.
Good person to sit next to learn a bit about what's going on in there, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, if you want to talk to a man that knows about fighting and knows about the mind of a fighter, you're talking about Royce Gracie right there.
What a privilege to have these fantastic fighters all around, as John said, from present and from past. Fabian Edwards trying to be the future. David Lavelle, Nathan Epps, Leon's in there as well. They'll be happy with that opening round, but they'll want to put their foot on the gas here. How did you score that, John?
You know, I scored that for Fabian Edwards, but it could have gone, you know, either way. It seemed to me that when they landed, he landed the cleaner shots overall. The best shot was with a little groin blow, and you can't count that one.
So round two, remember, scheduled 5 here. Fabian Edwards out a little more positively. I don't think too many people around the table believed Gegard Mousasi when he said, oh, take a look on the feet, and that's where I'm going to have it. But that's where it is at the moment. Left hand again there from Edwards.
That's a clean left hand by Fabian Edwards.
Mousasi is banking up those kicks. He's landed a few of those calf kicks and push kicks as well.
Notice again, look at how comfortable Fabian is with the range. Gegard doesn't look comfortable while Fabian does. Fabian's giving the feints. Notice those. He knows exactly that distance. I need to back up.
That's outstanding from Fabian Edwards.
Watch the back of the head.
Not the place that I would think that Fabian Edwards wants this fight. He's not doing anything right now at all other than getting hit. So that's telling me he just wants to sit here. He's not going to do much. He's going to let the referee stand him up if that's what it takes. But nice sweep over. Almost elevated him over the top. Nice job by Gegard.
And now Mousasi in an area where he is dominant.
Yeah, I believe there's a huge difference on the ground. It's not that Fabian Edwards can't fight on the ground. He just is not that ground fighter that we know Gegard Mousasi can be. And if you're going to be on the ground with Gegard, this is it. This is the way to be. Have him on his back.
Telling Edwards to sit heavy, to use that weight against Mousasi.
Well, that's because when you take a look with that butterfly guard, Mousasi's able to elevate those hips, so that's why they want his hips to be heavy. Don't allow him to start to get those hips light, getting them up in the air. That way he's going to turn you and get to the top position, and that is not a place you want to be.
Edwards trying to be heavy here on top of Mousasi.
That's not good news for Fabian Edwards.
Really smart from Mousasi. This is where he wants it now.
Stop! 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 Over there! Neutral!
Well, there was a need to a grounded fighter. I couldn't see that it hit the head. I thought he was aiming for the body. That's what it looked like. But from my view, couldn't see it. Couldn't see it live there. Couldn't see it on the screen.
Well, we'll see if we can get a closer look at it.
Hey, Fabian! No, you don't listen to them. This is in between.
Here we go.
It touched. There was really no power to it, but you can say that it touched, but there was no damage at all. Nothing that should have stopped Fabian Edwards from continuing on in this fight.
It's our second delay. Edwards is just feeling for damage around the ear, around the eye.
Well, he's the one that accepted the blow, so he knows if he's feeling something. It could be that joint with your jaw. He could have had his mouth open. Doesn't take a whole lot to make that click out of place.
John, if he's not able to continue, what happens?
Well, then that would be a determination by Kevin McDonald. Was that, in his opinion, intentionally done, or was it an accidental use of trying to hit a grounded fighter to the body, but it touched him, I guess, to the face there? So if he calls it intentional, it's going to be a disqualification of Gegard. If he doesn't, it would be a no contest. But what you're going to see with Gegard is, at a minimum, he's going to lose the position, and that was a position that was important to him at this point.
Edwards doesn't want to continue if he's not right. just told him it's your second foul.
That is, and that's what Fabian is talking about. Well, look, he hit me into the groin, we won. Now he hit me to the face, we're going to say. So you can understand where Fabian's going. Well, how many more?
As you say, Mousasi loses that position. Of course, it won't affect Mousasi at all. He's seen pretty much everything. He's encouraging Edwards to join him there.
Absolutely he is. He's already felt the ground with him. He knows that that's a place that he feels comfortable.
Head kick there from Edwards for the first time, real snap.
And it was very nice that the way he took his left hand afterwards, landing a clean shot on Gegard from it.
Again, Edwards having the better of it there, landed a short right hand.
How many times do we have to say it, Dave? Speed kills. It is tough to go against a guy who has got faster hands, can counter you.
Heading towards the end of a scrappy, clearly a stop-start second round here. Well, Edwards has time to recover now. How did you score that second round? It was a very, very scrappy one, as I said.
Well, it was kind of nasty, a little dirty in there, but you know, you got to look towards the beginning of that round. Fabian was really starting to take over in the stand-up. He got the takedown. Now, he didn't do anything with it, and Gegard landed some good shots, but I give it to Fabian Edwards. Here was that takedown. And then you saw he slips over the top. Gegard's able to get to the top position, wasn't able to do any real damage before he landed what was an illegal strike to the head of a grounded fighter. And then Fabian Edwards landed some clean shots. Once it went back to the standing position, he's getting the better of Gegard in the stand-up.
But let me ask you this. If everything beforehand pointed to Mousasi's place in this fight being on the ground, that's where he's best. Everything we've seen so far has pointed to that. Is that where he should be? And why isn't he going there?
Well, you're going to have to ask Gegard Mousasi that. You know, I had that in my keys to victory. You have a massive advantage in one area. Why not take the fight to that point?
Well, if Mousasi, as on John's card, has lost the opening 2 rounds, he needs to get going here. And Edwards has had success on the feet. Mousasi's been submitted 3 times. He's only been knocked out once. He's teak tough. But Edwards is racking up the points effectively. It's a good left hand from Edwards. Mousasi ducked into it. Edwards is growing in confidence here.
He's growing in confidence with his counters. He's waiting right now on Gegard at times, or he's countering the counter. Nice knee to the body.
And all done with that blurring speed of Edwards. Now then, this time a clothing problem. They need to fix the shorts of Mousasi here. You can see they came apart there.
Yeah, but it was an eye poke that he was complaining about. He got poked in the eye, right there, just scraped across it. That's what he was complaining about. But you do have a malfunction of his groin protection.
Literally stop-start. But when it started, Edwards has had the better of it. Mousasi with So many friends, members of his family here watching. They wanted glorious redemption here, not more disappointment. Who knows where this is headed at the moment. Good kick to the body from Edwards.
Fabian Edwards is very smooth in his stand-up. He's confident, he controls range very well. He knows exactly where he needs to be, and he knows when Gegard closes that distance, when he needs to attack and force him back. One of the things Gegard needs to do is exactly what he's doing now. Force Fabian back. Fabian is not the same fighter when he's moving backwards. He doesn't have the same volume or attack. Edwards doing a really nice job on the inside of the left leg of Gegard. It's starting to get eaten up. There he attacks it again.
Yeah, he's realized, hasn't he? He's targeting that. It's been a strangely passive display from the great Gegard Mousasi so far. Edwards keeps targeting that leg.
And what you're really seeing is you're seeing Edwards a la an Israel Adesanya, controlling, being very comfortable, a lot of hand play, smooth movement, and using his length, which is something Gegard has a problem with. If someone's got a longer length, that length is causing him some problems with Fabian Edwards.
Mousasi just chasing Edwards around the cage a little bit at the moment. Edwards so quick, but then Mousasi shows the threat that he possesses. The good thing for Fabian Edwards at the moment is that it feels like he's in control.
I think he is. He's the one who's, you have Gegard coming after him, but take a look at what's landing. And Gegard's landing some teep kicks to the body, but overall with the hands, Fabian Edwards is the one that's landing the clean shots.
And Edwards is winning these exchanges.
Very nice combination by Fabian Edwards. That was just well placed.
It was a great dig to the body, wasn't it? Plenty of torque in that. Wanted to vary things maybe. Of course, with the extra confidence comes danger for Edwards, but he's dominating at the moment. Big problems to solve in that Gegard Mousasi corner. It's the game starting to catch up with him. It's been a curious display from him so far. What does he need to do, John, to turn it around? What is the key, do you think, now?
Well, let's just be honest. You've gone through 3 rounds, and he's facing a guy who's the faster, younger, quicker fighter. He's landing shots at times, and he's got good kickboxing, but he's having a problem landing without someone returning and landing something on him. Why are you not attempting to look for takedowns at times? Put him into the cage, work for the takedown. That's where your advantage lies. Why not use it?
So round number 4. Did you score round 3 for Edwards?
I have round 3, 10-9 for Fabian Edwards.
So Edwards 3 up on John's scorecard. Mousasi has got work to do. Of course, the judges could be seeing it differently. Mousasi is doing some good work.
You can go back to when Gegard won the middleweight title from Bellator against Rafael Carvalho. Went with a guy that's a good kickboxer, went straight into wrestling, took him down, dominated the top position, got a TKO victory. That's the kind of fight that I believe he needs to fight to win this, because Fabian has showed that he's got quickness, he's got elusiveness, he's able to control most of the range, even though Gegard's doing a great job of trying to crush that space and come into him.
Not giving himself the best chance of victory here, Mousasi.
Well, he was honest with us when he said, I'm going to stand up with him. He goes, it's going to be a stand-up fight. Well, he wasn't lying.
Better shot there from Mousasi. 101 of 182 landed. Look at the disparity there in terms of the total strikes landed. Mousasi ahead of Edwards, but Edwards has landed the quality.
Yeah, whoever is pushing that button is crazy.
Great straight left hand from Edwards, and look at the damage again to the inside of the thigh there of Mousasi. Edwards targeting it again in this round.
And again, Edwards landing the shots with power.
Crowd are trying to get behind Gegard Mousasi. They sense what's happening here.
Gegard Mousasi is just so tough coming forward, but here you go. That's what he should have been doing, in my opinion. We'll see what he can do. Right to mount.
Look at that, how easily he went to mount there, Mousasi. Giving himself big problems to solve. Is he about to start solving them?
Fabian Edwards trying to hold on to that hand, hide his head. Nice job of getting back to his feet. Mousasi all over him right now. This is a big opportunity for Gegard.
Still plenty of time left in the round.
Nice job by Fabian to work his way out of that. That says a lot right there.
Yeah, that is a significant moment.
Gegard eating a lot of kicks to the body there.
Good shot there again from Mousasi. Is he going to do enough to win this fourth round? Give himself a chance going into the final round. Again looks for the takedown. Again, Edwards does well. Watch Fabian Edwards develop on his Bellator journey so far. Is this going to be the best night so far?
Nice job by Fabian Edwards going for the takedown, takes it backside.
That moment when Mousasi took Edwards down, started to get to work, and Edwards got back to his feet, John. That does feel like a massive moment now as we head into the final round. How do you score that?
I still have Fabian Edwards winning this fight easily. You're just taking a look, and you know, that moment we were talking about. Look here. See, there's the difference. It's been Fabian landing the stand-up heavier shots overall. Then Gegard goes to this takedown, and he gets it. And he does a beautiful job of going straight to mount, but then he loses it. Nice clean shot there by Gegard. Nice left hand. That was the same one, different angle. Two clean shots by Gegard Mousasi. Takedown by Fabian Edwards.
Well, at the moment, he is staring who knows what in the face here. He said this would be his final run. He's never lost consecutive fights before, but the great champion, the dream catcher, has to pull something out of the fire here. He's done it before, but he needs something very special here in this fifth and final round. John has it 4-0 for Edwards. So good at solving puzzles, Mousasi, throughout his career. He hasn't been able to solve this one. Mousasi needs to try and set something dramatic up here. Surely needs more than just a convincing win of this final round. Surely needs something a lot more dramatic than that.
Nice return counter by Gegard.
Good feints there from Fabian.
And you can see the reaction from Gegard, which is telling you he's been hit a lot. You're getting that type of reaction off of that feint. That was a nice clean shot by Gegard there. Fabian into a clinch.
Now Fabian really confident.
And a nice figure four body lock on Gegard.
Suddenly Fabian wants it on the ground and having real success here, using his strength.
As long as he's able to lace that left arm, that's going to keep Gegard from being able to turn. But Gegard does a good job of turning inside of that figure four body lock many times, so he's got to make sure that he maintains control of that arm while he was up on the cage. Nice job by Fabian Edwards. Smart. He realized he was losing that. Let me get myself back.
Edwards is all over Mousasi here. Only 2 minutes remaining. Leon Edwards and that Edwards corner screaming instructions at his younger brother here. He knows how close he is.
Back to the body triangle. He's doing a great job of keeping himself square with the back of Gegard.
No fingers in the glove. There's no fingers in those gloves. Get him out. Fingers out. Get the fingers out. Go.
Well, Mousasi getting increasingly desperate here because Edwards has dominated on the feet and now he's dominating on the ground. He's beating him everywhere.
Yep. Edwards doing a really nice job Just controlling here, switches that figure four. Gegard wants to put that foot to the ground. It'll help in him being able to turn inside of it. Right now, Fabian could switch back to the other side. He's got it locked in.
He knows how close he is. They're counting him down here. He knows if he maintains this position, surely it's his night.
You can hear the corner trying to talk him through that choke. It's going to be very difficult with just one arm. It's not that it can't be done, but against someone like Gegard, don't think it's going to happen.
You can get old very, very quickly in the fight game.
Yes, you can.
And I wonder if that's what we're watching now, what we watched against Johnny Eblen, taking nothing away from him or from Fabian Edwards, of course. But it's been 5 pretty dominant rounds from Fabian Edwards, and surely his night in Paris. We go to the scorecards, but Edwards has surely done enough. And Mousasi, well, thoughts will be flying through his head at the moment. Sum that up for us, John.
You know, you're talking about this is what happens in fighting, and Gegard is still a great fighter, but when you're fighting at the very top, you have to be elite, and Fabian's got that speed, he's got the power now, and it's easier for him to touch and not even burn the energy that Gegard is having to burn trying to get to him. And you take a look at all the people that Gegard has fought throughout the years, most of them are now retired, and so it's getting close to the end. Here, Gegard was able to try to get into the body lock, but it was Fabian that was able to take the fight to the ground. Gegard lands a clean left hand. Here comes Fabian taking him down and just muscled him down. Well done by Fabian Edwards. He gets the back. He was able to lock in that body triangle. He switched it a couple of times and maintained that position, showing, you know, hey, I can work on the ground too. So well played and well done by Fabian Edwards.
Be a night that Fabian Edwards will never forget, if it is indeed a glory night, because this could move him on to the shot, the moment he's wanted. A lot of people wondered whether he was good enough to take the opportunity, but he's proved here with a disciplined and calm display, technically excellent as well, that surely he has been good enough. Let's get up now for the decision to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's main event, we go the distance. So we go now to your judges at cage side: Eric Colon, Sal the Model, and Brian Miner. All three have it exactly the same at 49-46. All for the winner by unanimous decision, Fabian the Assassin Edwards.
The win of his career, and he marches on. It is Fabian Edwards by unanimous decision. Let's get to Big John.
I'm here with your winner, Fabian Edwards. Fabian, that was a beautiful performance. You dominated the action of that fight. You controlled the range, the distance, all of it, and even on the ground, you showed that, you know what, you got a ground game too.
There's levels. There is levels. After I suffered my losses, a lot of people wrote me off, you know. A lot of people thought I was finished, but now I'm here. One more fight until I get that gold belt and join my brother and make some fucking history.
Well, you just said you got one more fight before you are able to take that moment to say that you're the champion. We got Johnny Eblen stepping up here right now.
I like that belt. It's mine, though.
Johnny, you just watched him fight the guy that you won that belt from. What do you think of this performance?
That's a pretty good performance, but I'm a much tougher opponent than Gegard, and you're gonna fucking see that when we fight. Yeah.
Finish? Mate, watch. We know when the show is. We know when the show is. That belt's mine.
No.
That belt's mine, brother.
This is staying
that
in
belt's
South
mine.
Florida with me,
Not
baby.
a chance.
USA all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the main event on September 23rd from Dublin, Ireland, for the middleweight title will be the champion, Johnny Eblen, against the challenger, Fabian Edwards.
That gives you a sign of what to expect, doesn't it? Edwards and Eblen going at it already. Whets the appetite for this Saturday, September the 23rd. We can confirm at the 3 Arena in Dublin it will be for the middleweight world championship, Eblen against Edwards. So to wrap up what has been a wonderful evening in Paris, great night for Fabian Edwards. Let's get back to Josh and Amanda.
Dave, thank you so much. Fabian Edwards telling us he wants to make history alongside his brother. Josh, you were sitting cage side for this one. What did you think about what you saw?
I thought Fabian had a great performance. I think he did everything that he needed to do to get this win. He sealed it up. I had him up by 3 rounds when we had walked away from the cage to get back up here. But he definitely had a great performance. I don't want to take anything away from his performance. Gegard tonight, normally I give him the most credit for fight IQ. Tonight, he did not have the fight IQ. He didn't make the adjustments between rounds. He stayed with the stand-up, which is where he was losing. I would normally say he would make those adjustments. Fabian Edwards fought a fantastic fight. Now he's going to be fighting Johnny Eblen.
What do you think about that matchup? Johnny said he was a dream crusher. He didn't care about Fabian Edwards whatsoever.
Johnny's one of those guys, just so poised. He understands how good he is and how well-rounded he is. He will bring the fight, bring the action. And Fabian Edwards, confidence. He said, like, when I fought Machida, I was calm all week. I fought Gegard this week, I was calm all week. Guess what? Both times, victories.
It was an absolutely incredible night here at Bellator Paris. From Josh Thompson, I'm Amanda Guerra, Dave, Big John, cage side, the City of Lights. We're turning out the lights tonight. Bellator MMA returns to the Windy City with a gargantuan 4-fight card that is sure to blow you away. We start from the top. Chicago's own power puncher Daniel James taking on Turkish brawler Gökhan Sarıkan. 2 top light heavyweight contenders collide when #1 ranked Corey Anderson faces off with #2 ranked Phil Davis. And your double main events cannot miss action. Featherweight world champion Patricio Pitbull, he aims for the MMA history books and a chance to become the first 3-division champion when he takes on Sergio Pettis for the bantamweight title. And an unmissable light heavyweight championship matchup between reigning champ Vadim Nemkov and the always dangerous Olympic silver medalist Yoel Romero. Yoel looking to add Bellator gold to his trophy case. It's nonstop, can't miss action, live from Chicago, June 16th. City of love, and we loved the action that we had in Paris tonight. It was battle after battle in the Bellator cage. Absolutely incredible. The first fight, we had Kane Moussa taking on France's own Thibaut Gouti. The action made it to the second round, but it was the Frenchman giving fans exactly what they wanted. In the City of Lights, lights out for Moussa. Then 3-time world champion Douglas Lima moving up to middleweight, but going up against a huge up-and-comer in Costello Vanstinas. But Douglas Lima would not be ruled out. He delivered nasty kicks and hit the former champ back in the win column. The continuation of the lightweight world Grand Prix, Brent Primus versus France's own Mansour Barnaoui. And it was lightning action from the moment this fight started. A 5-round all-out war with ultimately Brent Primus moving on. A shot at the title is next for him. And in our main event, 6-time world champion Gegard Mousasi versus Fabian Edwards. The winner gets to face the champion Johnny Eblen next. It went the distance, but it was all Edwards, a unanimous decision. Edwards says he wants to be champion alongside his brother, and now he gets that chance.